Hello everybody, welcome to the third season of the Ontario Time Attack e-racing series. We're using Assetto Corsa on the PC. With the COVID-19 pandemic on hand and all of us staying indoors and away from other people to help plank the curve, what better way to stay driving than a virtual race series? I'm Josh Cronin here with Kevin Wong, my co-commentator. Kevin, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm pretty good. Let's have a quick look at the schedule. Currently on round race 4. The championship at the halfway point between the Porsche GT3R, it's a GT3 car here at LeMans. It's going to be pretty fun, especially because if we go to the race, it's at night. Should be pretty interesting and challenging for the drivers. Yeah. Let's. What were you going to say, Kevin?
Absolutely. I was just going to say it's going to be absolutely dark, pitch black, and one of the hardest courses for endurance racing, right? So.
Yeah, 100%. Certainly the most famous for endurance racing, as we see Carlos go flying through Indianapolis, the corner, not the track. Let's, I suppose, we've got about 5 minutes left of qualifying. Val currently the only driver to set a time. So let's do a quick ad break, and then we'll see where to go from there. We'll be right back, folks. And we're back. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Hit Motorsports, and of course Ontario Time Attack, and DriverMod for putting on this event. Just about 4.5 minutes left in qualifying. Let's see how things go. Val, I believe, still the only driver to set a time. Kevin, what are you kind of looking forward to for this race? This is going to be the first night race for the drivers. How do you think it's going to go from?
I think it'll be rather interesting because so one of the key things that we told the drivers that they got to make sure they gotta not cheat and be running this on the wrong shaders patch. So theoretically, everyone should be seeing a dark track as what you see on the stream. So it'll be the first time we're running a night race series in this entire e-racing series. Actually, in all of our e-racing series to begin with, like all 3 seasons. So it's going to be interesting to see if people are going to actually run by memory like they do in real life. They see certain markers and just count down to the next turn, or are they actually going to kind of rely on one reaction?
100%.
So that's going to be interesting. What do you think?
I think it's going to be really interesting. LeMans is actually a very demanding track. It's also one of the, probably the most prestigious endurance racing tracks. It's fun to be going here, and it's fun to be doing it at night. It's kind of like the embodies the spirit of the race, and kind of running through the night. I think it'll be really interesting because LeMans might not necessarily be a very demanding circuit on tires necessarily. There's a lot of straight lines. But it's certainly going to be demanding on drivers, especially given the night aspect. The cars have the GT3 headlight package, so they've got the yellow lens on it, which it's easy to help identify cars during a 24-hour race, but the reason they don't use them anymore is because the drivers complained it's a lot more difficult to see. So it'll certainly be an interesting one.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting, especially the fact that now that we've eliminated, with being a virtual series, we've eliminated mechanical failures, short of self-inflicted ones. It'd be interesting to see. That really boils down to who can really last the longest on this track, really.
100%. I guess a small note. Point out the elephant in the room. The cars don't have noise. We'll simply have to live with this. I don't have any audio in my headphones right now.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because again, this is essentially the base version of Assetto Corsa, all modded by fans, and this track and the car itself is all like non-official content. So that's how we can manage to keep the series essentially have a very low entry cost, right? So it is what it is, but it still looks amazing with the custom shaders patch. You got to
oh, 100%, yeah.
Darkness.
No, it looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the race too. It'll be interesting to see for qualifying. Big lap time spread in qualifying. The main issue with LeMans, if you mess up your lap, you've got to wait another 4 minutes to try it again. Like, that is part of the problem. But we'll see. We got a couple drivers that have set some good times. Val's currently sitting on pole with a 4:07.4. Michael Puchik has pulled off. Nathan Hodgkins is close second, just over a second between the two. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just wondering if that's maybe someone's strategy is just simply not set a time and just see where the chips fall in terms of where they get gridded. I don't know how this will be taken care of by the system, actually.
It's a long race on a long track, but it's definitely going to be interesting because with the track being so long, your strategy, you have to take very bold strides in your strategy. You can't like half fuel save. If you want to get another lap, you have to like hardcore save for the entire stint. And also because it's not going to be that bad on tires, because as mentioned, it's pretty much a straight line, and in a lot of parts of, and with it being night, the temperatures are going to be lower, so you could easily double stint tires. The key is going to be how the stops are handled, though. If the cars take tires at the same time as they take fuel, then yeah, I mean, just take tires all the time. But if they don't do that, that's when we're going to see some real interesting strategy mix-ups.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see if people attempt to go for tires, or do they even know if they can actually just run the whole set of tires like you said. So be interesting to see if anyone gets any pit strategies that wind up working for them or wind up blowing in their face like Mercedes did just this past weekend.
Allegedly. No spoilers.
Allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
I was too.
It's long enough since the race, so
that's true. I was too busy watching IndyCar stuff. I was watching Bump Day. That was pretty fun. Checkered flag is out.
Oh, here we go.
We're going to get gridded up this time around. It's currently showing an aerial shot of me in the pit lane. Unfortunately, I will not be racing in this race, but it'd be really funny if I was. Thank you. Look at our pole sitter. It has put Michael on the pole, even though Val was 4th fastest. The times might have just not shown up for me. Let's get a grid rundown. Kevin, do you want to do the grid rundown, or do you want me to do the grid rundown?
Go ahead, Ashley. You probably... This is my first time just commenting the season, so I'm just trying to get the whole of the thing.
All right. Sorry, do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty, on pole we got Michael Gaglione. We got Colin B in 2nd. Thomas is going to be in 3rd. Val's in 4th. Doug Newman in 5th. Nathan Hodgins in 6th. Jackson Oliveira in 7th. Matt Alexander in 8th. Renison Lowe in 9th. Bruno Fantozzi in 10th. Walter B is in 11th. Carlos Ferry is in 12th. Randy Zimmer is in 13th. Marcos Martins is in 14th. Philip J. Oliveira, Mr. DriverMod himself, is in 15th. Anthony H. is in 16th. Laszlo is in 17th. Eric De La Riva in 18th. Michael Puchik 19th. Ujwal in 20th. Kevin Wong is in 21st, allegedly, and Leo Moore is going to be in 22nd. Kind of know
I'm not
running
driving
this race. Just making sure. But alrighty. Why isn't it giving me the funky cool camera? Aw, man.
Well, everyone's just getting ready to line up on the track. Nice and dark. Everyone's got their head. Looks like everyone should have their headlights on, so we'll see.
I see a whole bunch of headlights.
Yeah.
I do wish we had the cool cameras though.
But yeah, it's gonna be a long race, and it's gonna be interesting to see. Although I'm surprised at the grid. I wonder how I wound up on grid not last, since I actually didn't put any laps down. But here we go. 10 seconds.
Get ready to go, and we're going. Gaglione gets a great start. Oh, look at the start from Thomas. Oh, they're going to go 4 wide into turn 1. This is not going to go well. But we're going to get an hour and 45 minutes of racing regardless. Hopefully nobody throws it away on the first lap. Coming down to the run to turn 1. Mike's going to get the run into turn. Oh, they look pretty good.
Yeah. Kept it clean.
Oh, trouble. Somebody went off really bad. I don't know who that was. Somebody's in the sand. Oh, no. Who was that? I think that was Bruno.
I think that was Bruno. You might be right. Yep. But he's, again, first lap. First lap.
First lap. That is unfortunate. That's going to hurt a lot in the standings. That Gaglione makes the run down with a lot of track limits issues going through that corner. Coming through Tet Rouge. Going to be a good one rolling up the back straight. They're getting there eventually. Oh, look at this pack of cars. Oh, man. Tight. Oh, they're wrecking again.
Oh, there's contact. There's contact. Oh, boy. There goes number 12.
Oh, no. Oh man, that is unfortunate. I think that was Leo involved. It might have. Oh no, I don't. Was it Eric? It was
I
somebody.
think that might have been Eric. I think that might, yeah, because it was just the three cars going in, and one guy on the inside just decided to step out a little bit, and there was contact and took out three people.
That's a very fast corner there as they come down to the first chicane on the. Let me try this Hundares straight. Oh, I wish I was more confident in my pronunciation. Michael Gaglione still leads. The gap's under half a second though.
Very aggressive driving though here so far though. People are are duking it out on the first few corners. And we haven't even completed half a lap.
100%. Colin looking to get the draft. The draft's going to be a big part of getting runs down the back straight here at Le Mans, especially with, I believe it's, well, apart from the chicanes, it's around almost 6 kilometers of straight line that make up the back straight, as the helicopter cam shows us a great view of the trees coming out of the second chicane. Oh, Colin might be close enough to make a move. It's going to be bold. Thomas going to go around the outside. Let's see how it goes.
Bold move, Cotton.
The run down to turn. I don't know what turn number it is. I know it's Mulsanne corner though. It's going to be real fun going through the kink. They're going to be 3 wide. Hard on the brakes for the Mulsanne corner. Colin gets first. Thomas is going to take second. Thomas might not have his headlights on. I know he's got them on now. That's good. Oh, yep. Nope, they're still on. Colin takes the lead into Mulsanne, though, with a very brave move. Let's see if he can hold off Thomas, though. He's got the run down to Indianapolis. It's going to be a close one. You can get a lot of a run here, and it's very easy to have things end in tears going into the corner, because it's a very fast entry. We'll see if it works.
Suddenly slows down a lot, doesn't it?
100%.
That left-hander, yeah.
Fast right to a slow left.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to make it stick side by side, though. Oh, it's going to show me in the pit lane, though. Really glad to see it. Thanks, guys. Oh, man, he's still getting the lead. Man, I'm really good at this whole camera thing.
That's...
Oh, man. Couldn't be worse than Monaco. I heard that was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, Monaco was pretty bad. Oh, Gaglione still... Is that Gaglione? Yeah, Gaglione's in first, so let's... Going in with Bruno. And oh, Bruno takes the inside. Interesting. Gaglione just decides to let him go.
Interesting. Thomas running a bit wide through that corner. Did he go off? Oh, no, he kept it on the racetrack. Running a real wide line, though, going into the Porsche curves. Certainly an interesting move. Let's see if it'll work for everybody. Everybody using all of the track in the Porsche curves. Very fast. If you make a mistake, it tends to be pretty bad. But let's see how we're handling it. Coming out of the Porsche curves, going through, I believe that's karting. Colin's still trying to get that lead back. Thomas went from third to first on the first lap. Let's see if he can get that lap led. Not worth any points, but it's worth some nice merit. Looks like he will. Oh, and some contact. Val goes sideways in the Ford chicanes. Oh, no.
Ooh,
he saves
was
it.
Contacting car, though. I didn't catch that.
Val got
I think he just hit the curbs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
might have been the curbs. Might have been. I saw Nathan was slow. I don't know.
That was a tough one to call.
Have to take a look at it myself. Definitely unfortunate. Regardless. Oh no! Thomas spins. Oh, Colin and Thomas make contact. Oh, Colin's not going to be feeling too proud about that one. Definitely not intentional, but
that rejoin was a little sketchy though.
bit of a boneheaded move, as we would say in the business.
Ooh, well. That was a little sketchy, but everyone avoided avoided him, so we're good. We're still good.
Man, no. No intentional harm. Definitely a foul, though. We'll have to see how that plays out. Jackson battling hard for fourth. Really, second through fifth are all battling pretty hard.
Ooh.
As they come up the back stretch. And not much happening. They're kind of just coming up the back stretch. They'll get there eventually. Oh man!
Yes, I believe for this race, people only had the option to tweak their tires, right?
Yeah,
not much. No.
There are multiple compounds available too. It'll be interesting. I know for a fact, assuming this is using the tires based off the real world, if they're using hard tires at night, they can honestly probably triple stint. If you're safe, you could probably do 3 stops on your tires. But also, if your tires are going to take less time than your fuel, then it doesn't even matter.
Looks like too wide between Leo into the first kink. So on Walter,
Oh, let's see how
but
this goes.
yeah, like it's gonna be interesting to see how. Oh no, what we're watching here. This is. Oh, Anthony Ho just report. Anthony Ho hit the sand trap on the first chicane.
Ooh. Okay, Leone
That's
completely
gonna.
misses the second chicane. Oh, Doug Newman gets tagged by Thomas. Oh! Everything's gone
Ooh,
sour in the second chicane.
there's gonna be a lot of reviews here, unfortunately.
It could be have a real busy email night tomorrow. Got a battle here for 10th between Leo, Walter, and Bruno. Kind of a bit of a three-way battle there. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Leo spins! Oh, no. Spinning out of the second chicane. Going to lose a lot of valuable positions. Rejoin and a half. Oh, no, he backs into Laszlo. Laszlo keeps it going straight, though. Oh, no. The nighttime has certainly added to the chaos here. Oh, man, what an eventful evening.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
man.
darkness. The darkness is not helping anyone.
Darkness.
Though technically everyone should have El Heli Corsa, so they should be able to see the.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. I guess if it's this dark, though, I mean, the yellow headlights aren't going to help that much.
No, the
Like-
Heli Corsa is going to be really your savior here. So, for those of you new to, I said, of course, the Heli Corsa is essentially like a radar map of things nearby. So, theoretically, that should help them out.
Yeah, theoretically. Jackson and Val battling for third. So this goes down on the brakes into Arnage. Testing my LeMans knowledge. They'll run through the Porsche curves. The helicopter cams are appreciated in this track, but I can't see anything. There's trees in the way.
Well, it's pretty dark too. All you see is a little,
That is true.
little headlights. So, the darkness will be interesting for the drivers and see how it will when we get the chance to talk to them at the end of the race to see how it actually affected anything, if at all anything.
100%. Jackson and Val going to be trying to go side by side, or at least battle through the Porsche curves. There's the gap. You can see there Jackson behind Val, chasing him for third. Cullen has pulled out. Oh, a bit of a slip up. It's going to cost a lot of times. The Porsche curves, you can really keep your momentum up. And when you kill that momentum, you lose a lot of it. Jackson and Val currently battling now for third. He's really lost the time. The gap's up to a second now. He might be at risk of being attacked by Thomas. See how this goes. Thomas trying to make the move on Jackson, going through the Ford chicanes. Named after the manufacturer, Ford. Funny, I know. What a surprise.
But speaking of Ford, the last big movie to cover this infamous track is the Ford versus Ferrari. That was a fantastic movie. It covered the
Actually, still
Ford
haven't seen
finally. Oh, you haven't? That's a fantastic movie. It's finally. It's a bit of. They do play around a little bit of what actually happened. It's loosely based, like all Hollywood
Yeah.
movies are. But for most part, they do get most of the facts right. And
Yeah.
it covers Ford's unseating of Ferrari as the dominant manufacturer. I believe 1966 all the way 69.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
So-
yeah, it was. It's. I actually know this story because I'm a big fan of sports car racing, big fan of Le Mans, so I was really happy we were going to Le Mans on this schedule. But because I knew the story, I just never saw the movie. But apparently, the movie is incredible. And I've seen a couple scenes from it. And I'm like, wow, I really got to watch that movie sometime.
It is.
I'll watch it
you
eventually.
very definitely. You'll definitely appreciate any motorsport sports fan would definitely appreciate, in terms of at least the driving aspect of it, and what Ken Miles actually, how he's represented to some degree.
100%. Yeah.
And why drivers do what they do.
Well, the neat part about the movie too is they got Alex Gurney, who was Dan Gurney's son, I believe,
I believe that's correct.
to play him in the movie, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's
they
the place
definitely reached out and got a lot of details on got a lot of details right, and I believe several YouTube videos that fact checked it, and for most part, everyone gives it a solid thumbs up in terms of historical accuracy.
Yeah, it's pretty legitimate. The only real things that will like grind your gears is like they'll shoot the film at some tracks and like oh, this is the Daytona 24 hours and it's Auto Club and you can tell, but like that's like really like they weren't actually gonna rent Daytona. It's those are really the only small things where it's like, oh, well, actually, they didn't film it at this track. They filmed it here. And a lot of the times, the reason they did that is because that track doesn't exist anymore. They can't film there.
Right. Yeah,
Particularly
people forget
Riverside.
it was 1960s, so
Yeah.
that's a long time ago. A lot of stuff doesn't exist anymore.
Tracks back then were just like a concrete strip in the middle of like a desert. It's like, yeah, here's your
Actually,
racetrack.
while you're on that, while you're on that topic, a good chunk of Le Mans is actually like public roads mixed in with track sections. So, so that goes back to essentially the fact that back in the day, some tracks were just literally, oh, let's just take this road and just close it off and do
Yeah, we're
racing on
just
it.
gonna close this. Sometimes it would just be like, hey, let's just take this road, not even necessarily close it.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty sketchy for a while there here at racing back in the day, and
Oh,
in fact, I
100%.
believe it like Le Mans actually didn't really have qualifying up until '63 or something like that. It was just like whoever
Ooh.
has the biggest engine starts first.
Is that true? I actually didn't know that.
I believe when I did some fact checking on that, yeah, that
Ooh.
it was I think it's
That's a
1963 when
piece
they
of trivia
said,
that I
yeah,
didn't.
we don't they're like, we're just gonna put the guy with the biggest engine up front, and then 1963. Wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. He might be slow.
Yeah, and it's also unfair because it just encourages people to build bigger engines.
Yeah,
And then it
so
also
they
helps that at a
actually
certain point they started limiting engine displacement to, I think it cannot be more than 5 liters or 12 cylinders. So they were like,
right, and then the reason why, like, if we look at the track map too, why the track has two chicanes down that Mulsanne Straight. It used to be just one giant straight, is because people were hitting some ridiculous
they
speeds.
were going
And entire,
too fast. Yeah.
oh yeah, way too fast. And entire technology is nowhere near where it is today. So
Well, they were doing it in the
yeah,
90s. Peugeot had the Project 400 where they tried to hit 400 kilometers an hour on the backstretch, and I can't remember if they got it or they got really close, but like that's
I
fast enough
believe
where
they
it's
got
like,
really close. Yeah.
yeah, that's fast enough where it's like, all right, like that's too fast. Let's not do
Yeah, it's
that.
good. It's a significant number in the 400 because too, like in fact, when they introduced the chicanes, if I recall correctly, that was because they wanted to keep everyone from exceeding 400. Because once Peugeot got close to it, everyone's like, we should do the same thing, and all the
Yeah, and
organizers
they
were
were
going,
like,
whoa,
nah,
hold on.
nah, we're not doing that.
It's like that's a bad idea.
Which, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty in terms of that. But yeah, that was like 1990 where they finally added the two chicanes. So I just looked that up. Yeah, you're right. It's insane.
Yeah, 100%. No, Le Mans definitely has a lot of, like, Le Mans and like the Indy 500 are like the two races where like the people who like the history of it, they know everything. Like, oh, do you remember when this guy
Hmm.
qualified like this in 1975? It's like, no, I don't. But but tell me about him because I'm very interested. People who love Le
Right.
Mans like love Le Mans. It's like a whole thing. Battle here for 15th.
And it's
Carlos and Marcos. They've been going at it for the last little bit, trying to go side by side through the
yeah,
through the through the first
the
corner.
drivers have mostly settled out to like a couple or a trio, like duking it out. But everyone's kind of broken out into their own groups and just holding on for dear life, really, at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. The one thing I will say though, this game is pretty realistic in how it depicts watching endurance racing at night because you're basically just looking at headsets and a timing screen. Sorry, at headlights and a timing screen and going, "Wow, this is awesome." That's pretty much it. Bruno missing the
That's
corner and lose his spot to Gaglione.
ooh. Yeah, it went in wide there. I'm not sure what happened there.
He might have just missed the corner. I know these cars do have ABS. Don't know if drivers are trying to use it or maybe trying to avoid using it because the ABS will use up a decent amount of your tires. Who knows?
Hmm. Actually, speaking of which, I'm wondering if everyone's kind of starting to see some tire drop off because they're just way too aggressive in the first few laps.
Could be.
Still very early. Still very early though. And unfortunately, we can't actually see what tires they've equipped on, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, from my understanding, they're not using the softs because I believe the softs had some sort of a technical problem, but also they're not viable. They're probably going to be like 2 laps. And 2 laps around Le
Right.
Mans is a long time, but that's not, like a fuel stint and a prototype is roughly, to my knowledge, 14 laps. So let's foresee these guys maybe doing 15. I think maybe.
Hmm.
Not
It'll be interesting
sure.
to see. Yeah, once the race is over, we'll have to talk to the drivers to see what if anyone actually used the softest spot, whatever the softest tire they could grab was, or everyone just went full hard.
Yeah, 100%. Jackson go to the inside. Doug Newman. They're side by side on the run down to Indianapolis.
Oh, that's tight.
I think he gets it done.
Yep.
Camera doesn't want to show us, but he gets it done. Well, let's see. Yeah, is he gonna hold it though? Yeah, I'd say he's clear enough. Battle here for 11th. Anthony and Walter. They really dropped the ball with these cameras.
Yeah, sometimes the setup course has an interesting knack of saying, "Look, there's something exciting here. We'll
Yeah,
take it
it's
away."
like, hey, do you guys wanna, hey, you guys wanna see this tree, right? It's like, nah, I'd really prefer to see the battle for 11th. It's not gonna matter though, as Anthony dips a wheel, loses time to Walter. Unfortunate. Doug and
Yeah,
Jackson still battling.
I'm curious to ask the drivers at the end of this all, like, did the darkness play really that much of a role in this? Because some people are making some mistakes that we haven't seen them make in previous races.
I mean, I do have to say, I have run the iRacing Le Mans 24, and the darkness really does matter. You notice it. Like,
Right.
it is pitch black when you're not in like those lights on the infield. So it's definitely.
And unlike rally racing, you're not allowed to put on just a ton of lights on your car.
No, exactly. They have two headlights and they have a yellow filter on them, so they work less.
Yep, which is
Yeah, you can see why they
this-
got rid of the yellow headlights.
yeah. Not I don't even know understand the history behind that actually.
It-
What was the real idea behind that?
The yellow headlights were to differentiate between prototype and GT cars at night. It would be easier to spot in your mirror, so you knew if you were like, if it's like, oh, it's a GT I just passed, or like, oh, if there's a prototype coming up behind me. It was mainly for GT drivers because they would see the white headlights and be like, oh crap, that's a faster car. That's not like a guy I'm racing for position.
Right.
But eventually, like the GT drivers started being like, hey, yeah, it's helpful, but like we can't see with the yellow headlights, and they have live timing and everything anyways, so they could just ask who was behind them. Even if
Right.
it did take a little bit to kind of relay that. So they kind of, you'll see it sometimes in some, I don't think they run it in GT3s anymore, but they might for some races. They might still do it for like the Nürburgring races, like the Nürburgring 24, which is coming up in 2 weeks actually, the weekend after the Indy 500. Looking forward to that. And then for the VLN races they run at night, I think they might use the yellow headlights, but it's kind of got the way of the dinosaurs.
Right, especially now these days with computers and a lot of the drivers can actually get fed a decent amount of information too.
Oh,
automatically.
100%.
So
Even from a marshalling perspective, like drivers will know if there's a full course yellow before we put out the full course yellow. Like it's sort of just like a backup, just in case.
yeah, the team management has gone down to the point where it's like all the nitty gritty is, oh, if they know there's a yellow flag coming up, they try to like plan ahead for it. They try to
Yeah.
min max everything before they hit the yellow.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you want to be like right immediately behind the guy,
Mm-hmm.
but like going into the yellow, so that the instant you leave the yellow, you can get the pass done. It is a bit of a controversial thing because you shouldn't be kind of strategizing around an incident, but you know, drivers find a way, in my experience.
Yeah, the key thing is bend the rules, don't break them, just bend them.
That's true. Well, that's the other neat part about it, going back to the Nürburgring example, is they have the code 60s, where it's basically just like in this flag area, you have to be on your pit limiter. So it's very easy to police because you just go, oh, well, how fast was that guy going? Oh, he was going 65. Okay, well, he is being punished because he was not going 60. It's the issue is then you have cars slamming on the brakes going into an incident. You
Now,
can
correct me if I'm wrong. With Le Mans though, do they have like a full course? Do they actually bring out cars for yellow, or do they actually have like just a slow zone?
Le Mans will have slow zones.
Okay.
But they also do have the capability to go to a safety car. They'll use 3 safety cars. I think they'll have one at pit out. They'll have one probably like halfway up the Mulsanne Straight, and then they'll have one at like maybe like Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's just because the track's so long. Right?
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is because if they put out one safety car, you could potentially gain back like 2 hours worth of progress you've made by like pulling a gap on a guy. Just because
Right, okay.
they had to fix some Armco or whatever. They'll usually use the slow zones for the main example that the main example that I can think of was when they had to fix Armco at one of the chicanes. So somebody has pulled off and
Yeah.
Toad?
I'm not sure what's going on there.
left. I think that was Eric. Huh.
Oh.
Don't know what happened, but
Interesting.
you know, Jackson and Doug are still battling.
It's a tight. It's tight. Those two have been duking it out.
Yeah, there's the famous Le Mans Ferris wheel in the background. Pretty common sight. Anybody who watches the actual Le Mans 24-hour. Whoa! Doug gets sideways. Whoa! Look out! Oh, he saved it. Didn't hit anything.
Cost him a lot of time though.
It cost him a ton of time.
But actually, speaking while we're been talking a lot about the Indianapolis 500, it's like that's going back to what we talked about the first Ford versus Ferrari. The Monaco Grand Prix and the Indy 500 with the Le Mans is what they consider the Triple Crown of motorsports,
It's
right?
true.
So, historic with Le Mans being one. Essentially, I believe the Le Mans is the oldest active sport car race in endurance racing.
Le Mans is the oldest active sports car race. Yes.
Yeah, so it's prestigious, and going back to the movie earlier, Ford v Ferrari, is that Ken Miles was trying to go for it. Unfortunately, didn't quite get it with the controversial call at the end.
It's
For
true.
those of you new to 24 Hours Le Mans, the race isn't about necessarily who finishes first; it's about who covers the most ground in the 24 hours.
It's true.
So it's a little bit weird in the sense that people see a checkered flag and they go, "Oh, I win." No, not necessarily.
Yeah, it does depend on starting order, and basically how far you've driven effectively. That used to matter a lot more back in the older days, back when like
Correct.
you know the leader would win by 5 laps. But it has still rarely been used nowadays. Typically, it is pretty much just like the order you're in on the track, but there have been some very odd circumstances. It
But
was
speaking of insane gaps, I
oh,
believe pulling out a fun fact here, the furthest distance covered by winning car is actually 3,362 miles.
that was Audi in 2011.
20, close. I think it's 20. Actually, it's 2010. I think it's Audi R15.
Oh, let's
That
go!
was ins.
I'm a
That
legend.
was insane.
Yeah,
That was
I
insane.
believe that car also used to have held the qualifying record until 2017. Kamui Kobayashi beat it in the Toyota TS050. He did a 314.7.
Yeah, actually, Toyota's been having a good streak at Le Mans 2018 to 2020.
Yeah, no,
And up.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, up until then, I think Mazda was the only Japanese winner on the track,
Mazda was
if I'm
the
not mistaken.
only Japanese winner. They won it in 1991. It
Yeah,
was
with
a
the legendary
big deal.
rotary.
Yes,
Yeah, that rotary, the 787B, was insane.
it was a huge deal. Japanese TV channels literally like switched like an emergency broadcast to be like, you guys need to watch Mazda win Le Mans. And then
And rightfully so. It was
oh,
it
it
was
was
a
big.
monumental, like it was big. Like, and if you consider Mazda's place in all of them, oh, a collision between I think Gaglione
Oh, did they
and someone
touch?
coming back. Yeah, I believe there was. I'm just watching. Sorry, I'm
Uh
watching a different feed too. But the guy literally just ran into someone coming back into re-entering the track. So that might switch things up there.
Yeah,
But we're getting to a point where like the fast guys in the group are starting to catch up to some considerable amounts of traffic.
yeah. I
So
mean, Colin has pretty much disappeared. Colin is just
yeah,
scooting away up at the front with he did a 4:08.6 last lap, which is still pretty fast.
wow.
The GT3, the issue with comparing the GT3 times to what the actual Le Mans lap times are is that the GT3s don't race Le Mans, GTEs race at Le Mans, so there are aero differences and there are power differences too. The GTEs are a little bit faster, which is why like a 406.8 in a GT3 is really good, but like a 406.8 in a GTE is like terrible.
Wow, big difference.
Yeah, no, especially with such a long track, right? We got a battle here for I think it's 19th, 18th rather. Ujwal and Randy.
Ooh,
Rundown.
those two will be fun to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say their rundown is I don't know where they are on track. I can't see it. I think they're going through. Oh, they're going through Indianapolis right now. Speaking of Indianapolis, I think the Indy 500 is the longest standing race, but Le Mans is the longest-standing endurance race or sports car
That
race.
I believe you are correct.
Indy 500 started in 1911. Le Mans started in
Yeah, Le Mans was.
1923.
You are absolutely correct. You definitely know your details.
I do because I'm planning to go to the 2023 Le Mans 'cause it's the centenary.
Oh, damn! That wow. How much are you back by?
What?
Or have you heard? No, actually, how much is that going to set you back by? It's
Oh, that's
2023,
oh,
but-
that's literally probably going to be like $1,500, maybe more.
Wow.
Getting a flight over to Europe's incredible. Incredibly
Yeah,
expensive. If Air Canada wants to
Yeah.
hook me up with free tickets, contact Kevin Wong.
Send this guy to 2023, and we'll have him
I will go to
commentate
the
from
2020. I will call the entire race from Le Mans. It'll be great.
there. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, until I have to stay up for 24 hours.
And then then you realize, wait a second, this is actually a job.
There's the problem. Yeah, not being paid to do it. Even the commentators take shifts.
You know what? I never thought of that until
do.
I had to do this insane commentary last season for the Toge battle, and I was just running out of I was like running
Yeah.
low on water, running low on everything.
You
Holy
just
crap,
run
this
out
is
of-
actually like mentally
You run out of things to say,
right.
like right now.
But yeah, yeah.
Doug Newman and Alexander
the race,
battling on track.
The race will eventually settle, especially on endurance racing too. Like it settles into a groove. Everyone's kind of figured each other out. Unless someone really has a brain fart, nothing crazy will happen.
Yeah,
So
100%.
this is where.
Speaking of brain farts, Doug
Sorry,
Newman
but go
ran a
ahead.
bit of a weird line. that was
Ooh,
really all that mattered.
yeah.
It turns out he saved it. I thought he was about to wreck.
Yeah, that was interesting. But this is where we bring in the fun facts. But did you know that this Porsche 911 GT3R was the first Porsche GT3 car, race car, to come with air conditioning?
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was hilarious because they keep advertising, because Porsche kept advertising about it. It's like, hey, it's gone up in price. It's only like from 512,000 US to 547, but now it's air conditioning.
Well, that was the big thing because it was
So
probably around like the late 2000s where they kind of realized like, hey, our drivers will go faster if we give them like power steering and like air conditioning because they'll be more comfortable, and so they're not going to have to drive like a car that maybe weighs a bit less but is really hot and requires a lot of energy to drive. Like, they'll be
people
more
forget-
consistent.
people forget, like, you can put a crazy machine, but ultimately in the end, it's still driven by a human.
Yeah.
And that is essentially not to put it in a bad way, but like the weakest link, right? So if the human's inconsistent, you're gonna have issues.
Well, that was the whole thing too. Is I'm pretty sure I think in the World Endurance Championship rule books there are literally rules that state like the cockpit temperature cannot be above this average for this amount of time, because obviously they don't want people cooking drivers.
The fact that they had to put it in the rules kind of makes me worried.
I think nobody was abusing their drivers. Oh, Gaglione with a really good pass on the inside of Jackson. I think he kind of just got out of the gas. He might have just been trying to save a little bit. Well, he got it done. And it worked.
We're just just at the 115 mark, and we might be seeing people eventually go in the pit soon,
I think.
depending on what they start off with. I have no idea what their strategy was.
I think, from my knowledge of how the car drive, well, I know how GTEs drive. I don't know how the GT3 will drive. Ooh, that's the problem. If they stop at the hour mark, from my understanding, they will have enough fuel to finish. If they were in a GTE, but I don't know the difference in the fuel tanks, so they might have to stop a little bit before.
Right.
Sorry, a little bit after the hour mark. Probably around the 50-minute mark. I think the 50-minute mark is when we'll see most people stop. That would be my guess, too. That would be around where I would stop. Really does depend, though. The advantage to these cars being GT3s and having a bit more basic aero is that it won't hurt you as much when you're in the dirty air behind somebody. If anything, you want to be in the dirty air behind somebody because you have to draft on them. But At the very least, it won't like for example in the prototypes like the LMP2s or the LMP1s are now the hypercars that race here. If you lose or if you're running behind somebody, you get in that dirty air, you lose a lot of your cornering ability, especially through the Porsche curves, and you really just can't keep up.
Oh damn.
Like what
Speaking of Porsche curves, the Porsche actually holds the record for most manufacturer wins on this track.
it's true, 18.
So it's so there's a little bit of historic significance in picking the Porsche
Yeah.
to run a Porsche for our series on this track.
I believe for a while they were tied with Audi. They might still be tied with Audi, actually. No, I think they're
Actually,
better than Audi.
no, they actually took them. Was it? Did you say 18 or I can't remember? I can't remember. If it was 18 or 19 they
Porsche's-
had. I think
Porsche
Audi
is
has 18.
They might be tied.
Uh,
Good day for the Volkswagen Auto Group.
really good day for them.
Good points day at Le Mans. Fun fact, they have, there's an Audi dealer called Experience Le Mans. Literally, like, immediately off the back straight. Just before the first chicane. Drivers left. There's
Impulse
there's
buys,
an Audi
man.
dealer.
Impulse buys.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Probably got some crazy courtesy cars.
Yeah, you know that would be interesting, especially if you can even. I guess I'm sure they could get hookups to get like a pretty decent driver to drive you on Le Mans.
I mean, yeah,
I know Audi
the
does.
issue is that Le Mans closed for like 2 weeks a year. Like, the streets.
Right. But it'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure they could probably do something to arrange for that, maybe before the actual race happens or something like that.
Yeah,
'Cause-
they could probably make it work, yeah.
Yeah. But given Audi's historic significance to the track, it wouldn't be surprised if they actually managed to get the manufacturer to actually do something for that, like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can almost also guarantee you it's probably, like, one of Audi's biggest dealers. Well, maybe
Yeah,
one in
oh, I'm
Germany.
sure.
I don't know. Actually, I rescind that statement because I actually have no evidence to back it up, apart from it's in a cool place.
A lot of impulse buys. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true.
You watch a race and you go, I
Actually-
could be like them.
We've actually got 2 pretty close battles right now. Thomas and Val are battling it out for 3rd, and then we've got a battle for 9th. Or, sorry, for 8th. Matt Alexander and Bruno Fantazzi. Let's see. Well, camera's flipping and flopping between both of them. Can't decide which one's the best. Probably the one for 3rd. I mean, they're both good battles, but the one for 3rd's good because it's kind of got 2 big-name drivers. Val and Thomas. Not to discredit everybody else, but I mean, Val does have a race win, and Thomas has come pretty close to a race win.
Although Val has told me in private that he hasn't put on the practice needed on this, so that might work against him. But he's so far in pretty decent shape. Managed to stay clean.
He did have that spin before. He also does. I also think he has run the Le Mans 24 on iRacing, which
That he has.
shame to say it might not come back this year due to some licensing issues because the ACO is.
Oh really? I didn't hear about that.
Because the ACO is upset that people want to have fun and enjoy their product, so they only want it to be in one video game. Nevertheless, great battle here for 3rd. Val's put out a little bit of a gap though. It might just be on my end. We're seeing people cut that corner real hard before Tete Rouge.
They are. I think the game hasn't really implemented any sort of traps in that corner.
Well, I mean, go ahead. Normally you hit
Yeah.
those bollards and you get a penalty or you look like an idiot. It's also not even
Mhm.
actually really faster. It's just different. A lot of people are setting personal bests now. People might not start to be getting in the rhythm. The fuel's going to be burning a little bit, you know? Fuel's going to be burning. What else? Tires are still going to be a little bit cool. I don't know what the track temperature is, but it's presumably cool because it's the middle of night.
Right. I believe that was the settings that we implemented.
just-
But
We are seeing personal bests out the butt. There have been about 8 personal bests this lap alone.
well, that's the thing. That's the thing with endurance racing too. You've got plenty of time to really learn the track, right? And
100%.
and given our spread too, like everyone's just trying to claw away time. Though. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been learning the tracks up until the last lap sometimes on endurance races. Le Mans definitely... Le Mans, I will say, is the most fun endurance race to run. The Rolex 24 is fun too, but it's chaotic because it's smaller. It's the same amount of cars, but as opposed to being, what, 16 kilometers long, the circuit, it's like
Yeah.
4.
Wow. Yeah,
Like-
that's
Like,
yeah, that would be hectic as heck.
yeah. And
Oh,
and
boy.
there's banking, so you can just draft and it is, yeah, it's pretty. The advantage is everything's lit up because of the speedway lighting. Which here, I know we're not at Daytona, but here's a Daytona, here's an endurance racing fun fact. For the Rolex 24, they have to turn the speedway lighting down to, I believe it's 10% for it to actually be dark on the banking and on the infield. I guess if
That's interesting. I did not know
yeah,
that.
if they had the lights as bright as they do for the NASCAR race, it would just look like daytime.
Right, and then oh,
They changed.
they are bringing some level of difficulty, I guess.
Well, they made them a lot brighter in 2008. I think it was with Daytona Rising, because like if you watch like 2007 Daytona 500, like it is dark, like it's like borderline like, oh wow, like are the lights on? It looks like they have every other light on. It was particularly not good, but they solved that problem.
Oh, it looks like Val's catching up to Nathan.
He is. Oh, we just had a swap. Jackson's
And
gone
Thomas
up
is
to
still
fifth.
hot. Yeah, Thomas is still hot in the heel, so we might have a battle for second, third, and fourth.
Battle for second, third, and fourth. We currently got a battle for fifth, sixth, and seventh. Front of the pack really heating up. The back of the pack is kind of strung out. But that might actually be a good thing, because they're probably going to be saving their tires.
Temptation might be kicking in,
Save
and people are
tires.
forgetting. There's still over an hour left.
Saving a little bit of fuel, maybe. Pitting off cycle. LeMans pit entries. Oh! Hey, Leone goes wide. Oh, he's in the sand trap. Going to lose a ton of time. Almost comes to a stop. Oh, man, that is terrible. You really hate to see that. You also hate to see me leaving my mouse on the screen. Aren't you just loving the roars of these engines?
The occasional roars, you mean?
Yeah, the occasional
Oh.
roar of them hitting rumble strips, yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, like we mentioned earlier, this is all like free to get, again, fan made creation. So it's really an old game that's really stretching its shelf life with all this extra stuff. So
Actually, it's the Porsche, so it's a lot louder. I'm not doing an impression. Thomas has gotten past Val, though. Val slowed down. Did he get some sort of a penalty, maybe?
oh, that is interesting. Not sure what happened there.
Might have lost it, maybe. Who knows?
Or just Valve maybe wants to do some tire conservation. I don't know.
Could be. I do know.
But yeah, Thomas is like Val is really pulling back. Holy
Well, I know messing
full second.
up Tete Rouge there. You really do lose the title. You can honestly lose a full second just by getting a bad run through that corner. You'd really be surprised. The draft here. I know it feels like I'm saying that at like every track we go to, but the draft here really actually does matter. Pretty much like Fuji, like it's that level of where the draft matters.
Well, when you got that long of like 3 long straights, really.
Yeah,
Four long.
From my
straights.
knowledge,
It's gonna-
between every chicane is 2.2 kilometers. Like it's
Uh-huh.
long enough where it matters. We're still seeing personal best. Leo goes fastest. His
Nice.
personal
Well done, Leo.
personal fastest. Marcos goes his personal fastest. Car's apparently just getting faster as the fuel burns. Ujwal goes fastest with a 14.
Everyone's just dropping in fast laps, man.
Everybody's going faster. Well, we still got a bit of a little bit of a battle. Val's a second and a half back. He's just got to kind of get back there.
I got a feeling that maybe he got hit with a penalty and he had to just simply slow down.
Probably
'Cause now
did.
he's holding that 1.5 seconds.
You probably got to slow down. Very unfortunate, but I mean that is the nature of Cut and Tete Rouge. They have it set up so wide. It's a fast corner, so they have it that wide that if you make a mistake, you're not going to crash and explode, as that is pretty bad. But with it being that wide, you'll often get people who will try and abuse the track limits, which is why, A, they have like a billion sausage curbs. Not sausage curbs, but like curbs. And B, they'll just simply give you a slowdown or penalize you for track. We've seen it happen in the actual Le Mans. Teams have been called and given drive-through penalties for track limits at Tete Rouge. Tete Rouge, Mulsanne Corner, and the Porsche curves are really the only place you're going to get called for track limits. Because those are also really the only places where you can actually cut to gain an advantage. You can also cut the Ford chicanes at the end of the lap, but that's pretty obvious because you kind of just skip over the curbs, and it's like, well, okay, don't do that. You've seen it happen. Do you want a Le Mans fun fact, Kevin?
A Le Mans fun fact. Let's see. See what I can pull out from here.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It always rains at Le Mans.
Go ahead. Well, when you run 24 hours, that's a tough one to really avoid.
Well,
wait, has it literally rained every single one?
No, it's
Oh.
the holy text of sports car racing, the Truth in 24 documentary. There is a scene in which somebody goes, "It always rains at Le Mans," quite angrily.
Hmm.
And it just became a running joke. I just had to put that in there. We had to get the "It always rains at Le Mans" joke. Just like that's like why vintage tires. They didn't invent the racing slick till like the 70s. It's because it used to rain a lot back then. To quote the Monday Sim Day.
Oh boy.
The Monday Sim Day graciously hosted by DriverMod. Should we do a DriverMod ad? We did the hip ad, we did the OTA ad. Let's go to a DriverMod ad right now real quick. Once again, we'd like to thank DriverMod for their sponsorship. DriverMod's a great place run by Philip Oliveira. Got some great bits talking about Time Attack Championship, his work, and some real cool articles and also tips and tricks. Very cool website. And once again, we thank DriverMod for their sponsorship of this series. As we go back to the racing, nothing has changed. We're at Le Mans.
It is an enduro.
Yeah.
It is an enduro. It's going to take a while. We're just about to hit the 1 hour mark. So
That's magic. That is
Lots
That is 1/24th of a 24 hours of Le Mans. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as a fraction.
Oh boy, fractions. Oh no, horrors from my elementary school days.
That is 4.166% of a Le Mans.
You did the math. Oh my god.
Yeah, I really did. I don't have any friends.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
So let's
Kevin,
see.
it's gonna be a real fun week this week and next week. I'm strap in.
Don't worry, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, you know what? It's always nice to have someone to bounce off thoughts off of because I had to run the first 3 seasons with nobody but myself.
Oh man, that
That was.
No, I've been
So
there.
I'm relieved to have just have a friend to talk to instead of just listening to me myself talk.
100%. Yeah, no. It's also probably gonna be a lot more fun when you can actually hear the cars.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, like I'm just following up the YouTube chat, and Steve Niagovans mentioned, yeah, no game audio. Unfortunately, that is a problem.
We got
with this
curb
track, I
sounds though.
guess.
We got curb sounds.
Yeah, definitely hear the burps.
That's my
Yeah,
impression.
it looks like
That's my
Val's
impression.
actually clawing away back at Thomas again.
A little bit. Gaps
A little bit,
are stabilizing.
Yep.
Marcos might have made a mistake. Ujwal gained like a ton of time to him. No, I think it was just a timing irregularity. Oh, never mind. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's an hour left.
There we go.
There we go.
60 minutes.
So people might start stopping
60
now.
minutes.
I know certainly if I didn't do the math, ahead of time, I might be like, I'll just pit with an hour left. It's a nice safe number. Most endurance racing will do their stops on the hour every hour. That is pretty common unless you're at a track where your stint is 45 minutes. But usually it's around an hour. And they kind of design the cars like that because it's just easier. I'll stop 23 times, you know?
Right.
And they will stop 23 times. You really got to feel for the pit crews, though, during 24-hour races. They'll swap.
With the pit crews, though,
They'll swap the crews,
they'll-
but like it's rough.
yeah. and I've never actually, yeah, it's a good point. 'Cause I've never actually paid attention to. So they'll swap the crews. I'm assuming they have a backup crew, but realistically, they're just on 12-hour stints.
It's a little bit of whatever. From my understanding, they'll dig.
No, we have people going into the pits.
Yeah, Randy coming into the pits. I don't know where he's stopping. Looking for his pit box. Where is it? There it is. Let's see how long the stop takes. I'm gonna time it with my watch.
Okay, be curious to see again. One of the first guys going in for the pit. So, fuel or tire? Fuel and
If
tires.
this is a typical Le Mans stop, I would estimate 45 seconds for a full tank, tires, and then a driver change. Oh, he's out right now. It's like a 20-second
That was
stop.
quick. That was really quick.
Okay.
So just to top up in gas?
Maybe?
But at
From
an hour mark?
From my understanding, it won't take him 20 seconds to do tires. It might be a little bit. No, 20 seconds for tires is about reasonable. So maybe. Maybe they are taking tires too. Who knows?
Well, we'll find out if that.
How does an engine even work?
Things go boom. Unicorn farts.
Who is the man? Who is the man?
The man.
It's called Le Mans, the man. Or of man. Who's the man, though?
It's whoever wins. I
You the man. Good answer.
There we go. Whoever wins. You Le Mans.
That is possibly the worst joke I've ever told. Also, somebody's.
Yeah.
Who's that? I can't find him on the broadcast. Somebody's just chilling. No, who was it? Was it Matt Alexander? No, I saw somebody like almost stopped on track.
Yeah, I saw it too briefly for a second there. I'm not sure what was going on there.
Really makes you think. Maybe they were trying to get over to pit road. Leo's coming into pit road right now, so Leo might have been slowing down to try and get in the pits. Definitely a wacky way of getting in the pits. I've seen weirder ways at Le Mans, though. We've seen cars spin into the pit road.
Yeesh.
We've seen cars forget to pit and just cut in at the last second. Le Mans does have a very strange pit road. This is possibly the worst camera I've ever seen of a pit stop. This is a little bit longer of a stop, though. This is probably a full tank and tires.
Quite possibly. So
no,
we'll see what...
Leo's heading out.
He's
So
heading out?
Maybe
Yeah.
Leo just took fuel.
Yeah, that was actually shorter than Randy's.
Alex probably
That
taking
felt shorter
tire
than
too.
Randy's.
What's going on with Alex? Ujwal has passed for 15th. Nyum. There he goes. And Alexander still just vibing in the pits. Maybe he's got to be taking damage repairs too.
Oh yeah, that could, yeah, possibly, but
Damage.
that should take longer than that though.
You'd have to really break it to be waiting this long. Maybe there might be like an IRL mechanical. Maybe he's having an issue with his wheel. As we
Not to rub salt in the wounds.
Yeah, as we
for a recent F1 race.
Oh, Alex has left.
Oh, there we go.
Terrible news. He really hates. Oh, he's back. He will keep the amount of laps he already has. So that's good. He's just gonna have to rejoin. Yep, there he is in the pit road. See if he can get out. We're gonna track the battle between Doug and Matt Gaglione. Does it matter or is it Mike?
I think it's Matt.
I'm gonna keep saying Gaglione, just to be safe.
Gaglione is his last name, so we can go with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that just to be safe.
Hey, you want to hear a fun fact?
Nathan Hodgins is in the pits, but go ahead.
Oh, so apparently there's only been one driver to ever win in a race car bearing his own name, Jean
Can I?
Rondeau, in his Rondeau M379B.
That's not what I was gonna guess, but I was gonna guess David Brabham.
This is 1980. Apparently, he had, he
1980?
had a. Yep.
That sounds like something that would have happened in like
He
the
won
40s.
won the race. Yeah, no, he won the in 1980. He won. He was the only driver to win the race in a car
Really?
with his actual name on it.
Man.
The Rondo M379B.
Huh. I like these Le Mans facts. We got the onboard here with Nathan. These are the cooler onboards. These are the cooler rotating cameras. There we go. Look at this. Carving through the traffic. Nathan only lost a couple places on that stop. It shows how big the gaps are. Down to 7th. Gaglioni's still battling with Doug Newman for 5th.
They've been duking it out
They've been
since
going at it.
pretty much lap 2.
Bro,
This is lap 2, pretty
this is
much.
like at
Lap-
Fuji where like Val, who was it? Val, Thomas, and like Colin were just like, yeah, we're just gonna battle for the entire race. Is that all right with you? Trust me, I was okay with it.
Yeah, it makes for some good good viewing, especially when you get really tight. You're not sure when they're gonna make a move or not, and the whole time you're just on the edge of your seat.
Oh, 100%. No, it was fun. Speaking of fun, Eric's in the pits. It's not really fun, but you know, or like a necessary evil in life. There they have the 3 Audi pace cars. Oh, that explains the Audi dealer. Oh, is that the Haribo Porsche? Oh, what a funny paint. As the cameraman smashes into every light gantry.
Virtual cameras, man, they don't exist.
Yeah, man.
Or do they?
Let's go to an onboard. There you go. Nope, that's me. Everybody's kind of stopping now. See, like I said, around the 50-minute mark, Walter's in the pits, Ujwal's in the pits, Marcos in the pits. I don't think anybody in like the top 6 have pitted, with the exception of Nathan.
Interesting strategy for Nathan. I'm guessing he's gonna wait till everyone leaves the pits.
Oh yeah,
Try to make up as much time as he can right now.
maybe till exactly the halfway point. Marcos has hit the pit
Possibly.
wall on his exit. Don't mean to rub
Ooh.
salt in the wound. Don't mean to make a fool of
Ouch.
you. But I was on your onboard at the time when that happened. So hey, listen, I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. I gotta call you out because it's funny. Ujwal and Leo currently battling it out right now.
Ooh, that's a good battle.
We're also still monitoring Doug and Mike. Let's go to Ujwal and Leo. Oh, Ujwal has spun. All right, let's go back to Gaglioni and Doug.
Oh, who's that? Okay, yep. Gaglioni.
Colin is in the pits. The
Here we
race
go.
leader is in the pits. I predict he will come out in 3rd. That is my guess. Let's find out. Following Thomas coming out of the Porsche curves. Through karting, I think is what that corner's called. They might have changed it. Colin is already leaving the pits.
That was quick.
Huh?
Wait, did he actually?
Val has almost spun coming into pit lane, but keeps it going straight. Thomas also in the pits. I predict Jackson will also stop. Would not be surprised if everybody else who has not stopped yet makes their stops. Jackson has not stopped. Gaglioni has stopped, though. I believe that was him. Yep, coming down pit road. Doug Newman coming down pit road. Thomas and Val are both in the pits. Colin with a suspiciously short stop. So either they take fuel. Val also coming out now. So I guess they are taking fuel a lot faster than I thought.
Maybe they don't really need that much more fuel. They're
Nah,
just, they might do this. I don't know.
Maybe a little bit.
A second pit stop?
I think the most I've seen GTs go is like an hour 15.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have to splash a little bit. Gaglioni and Newman both in the pits. Anthony H coming into the pits. Oh, loses it a little bit. Might have had some sort of a situation. There's our gap out on track. Nathan is within a second of Val, though. It was a close stop. Might have just been a liter or two of fuel that was the difference. Phillip has come into the pit lane. Nice aerial shot of the pits. And then it goes away. Little one onboard. There's Phil. Let's test our onboard. Oh, Anthony now leaving the pit lane. Hopefully he doesn't hit the wall. That would be pretty embarrassing. I've done that before. I'm not no saint. I've been there. I hit the wall on my own accord, lap 20 of my Indy 500.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I was running fourth.
Just
did it on
let's
my own.
hope let's hope that never happens to me. It hasn't happened yet, so crossing my fingers.
Carlos Ferry is in the pits.
I hope.
What do you think about this onboard? You tried F6? It's a pretty cool onboard.
Yeah, you get to see the sort of like, yeah, it's a different angle, just not your typical onboard, but it's pretty neat.
There's a couple different options.
Yeah, there's a bunch of options. You ready for another fun fact?
Let's go.
And I'm not surprised given the history of it, but did you know that the first time, and you know how people when they go to podium they spray champagne because they won, right?
It's true.
Apparently that came from Le Mans. That was the very first time someone sprayed champagne
I think
at.
I know who did it too.
Ooh, let's test your knowledge.
Wager
Who is it?
all of it. Was it Sterling Moss?
Ah, unfortunately, good pick, but not quite.
It was. Oh, it's a big name. I know that. Dan Gurney.
It is. That is right.
Okay, there we
1967. Ford winner Dan Gurney.
There we go.
So he just decided, hey, let's grab some champagne and
Let's
just go spray everybody.
Yeah, rest in peace, Dan Gurney.
Well done. You do know your Le Mans.
I do. I mean, I got it wrong the first time.
Hey, you know what? Given the history and the number of big names that went through this track, I'm not surprised you would have mixed it up with something else.
Been some big names here, like
Yeah.
yeah. Approaching an hour into the race.
But Sterling Moss was not a bad pick.
Because I think he also did run Le Mans too. Might have not been that year, but. Ujwal and Leo battling it out hard here, going down the beginning of the back straight. So Ujwal going to try and make a move over to the right side of Leo. Gets clear. Look at the run he got through that draft. Whoa. All the way to the inside. He's going to make it work. Oh, gets on the brakes really early. Leo still has the advantage around the outside. Ooh, a little bit of a chop, but he was clear. He's allowed to do that. Coming out of the first chicane. Roaring up the rest of the back straight. This part used to be public roads. I do not believe it is a public road anymore. They keep it here solely for the race.
I believe you're correct.
Ujwal trying to get a cut back on Leo again, going into the second chicane. They're going to be side by side. Let's see if Ujwal can make it work this time. It's definitely going to be close. He's going to have to be a bit braver on the brakes. No, not quite. Ujwal just braking a bit early. He might be on the ABS. Here, it's easier to brake, but you don't necessarily get to brake. Like, you won't stop as fast, so you actually can lose out like that. Jackson has gone into the pits, and also Bruno. I believe that is the last of the people who have yet to make a stop. Let's go back to Ujwal, see if he can get the run down to Indianapolis. He's on the inside. This is going to be bold. Sorry, to Mulsanne corner. He's got to be brave with it. Oh, gets a bit bumpy on the curves. Might overshoot it. They both miss it. But he is going to get it going.
Did we just miss something? But did Val and Nathan just jump all over the top three?
Oh, they
I
might
think we
have.
just
Did I miss something? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, like I just noticed Val DiPietro's in second place and Nathan Hodgins moved up to third.
Oh.
I think Nathan was
Must have been
either pit strategy has helped out or something has happened.
Must have made a mistake.
Maybe.
Well, regardless, Val up into second now. Colin running first.
And Val's not too far behind.
Colin has been putting on a pretty dominating performance, honestly, in these rounds. I would have to check myself to get a points update. We can get that for next race, but certainly, probably going to be leading, if not up there. Michael Puchik in the pits. I think I've said that like 3 times, but I think now that is everybody pit. As Laszlo comes into the pits in order to refute my point. Thank you, Laszlo. Really appreciate that. Thomas and Nathan. Thomas is within a second of Nathan. He might be getting close enough to maybe start making a move. Let's see, coming out of the second chicane. Getting the run through the kink down to the Mulsanne corner. Do you think, should we do another, oh, Matt Alexander pulling off on the side of the road. Let all the cars that are a lap up by.
All right, well, while you were talking about that, I was digging up the point standing. So in first place, currently in the season standings, Val Di Pietro is at 64 points.
Whoa.
Ujwal Verma is at 61. So Ujwal...
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, yeah, in second place at 61. And Michael Gaglione has shot up since Fuji, really, to third place with 60 points. So it's a really tight race. Just 4 points spreading the top 3 right there.
Is this as they stand, or is this going into the race?
Going into this race.
Oh, I understand. Thomas with the move to the inside. Can he hold it through Indianapolis? This will be the key. We're going to get the worst camera angle ever. But it's going to work out. Thomas getting through the inside. Ooh, can Nathan try a cut back on him? It works. Does Thomas have anything to say in regards to that? Oh, it's a bit of a defensive line. No, sir, you cannot have that position, says Thomas. Gonna hold on to third. Nathan's not done with it as we get a great view of the French tree side. Tree side? Let's meant to say countryside. I don't think tree side's a thing. That's a forest, isn't it?
I believe so.
Oh man, Nathan is.
But I'm pretty sure.
Right
I'm
there.
pretty sure everyone understood what you're saying.
Thank
you. Nathan's hounding him. Nathan is hounding him. But Thomas, well done on the climb up, because Nathan was pretty securely locked in the third, and then Thomas came back, chipping away.
Oh, Nathan's lost a lot of time.
Ooh, what happened there?
Maybe he took a bit too much. Maybe he tried changing a tire compound.
Oh,
maybe he went to hards. I would have started on hards. I wouldn't have switched to hards, though. I would have gone to mediums, honestly. Ideally, I would have gone to softs, but... Can he close up to the Ford chicane? Maybe. Oh, he's going to hop, jump, and skip over the Ford chicanes. Not going to help him with the time. He's going to be back almost a second and a half. Not the best lap Nathan's ever done, but certainly a lap. Let's get a shot of Doug Newman.
Yeah, just over 40 minutes left to go in the race. So things are starting to really heat up at this point.
Yeah, Kevin, do we want to do a quick ad break?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, we'll be right back, folks. Sit tight. Here at DriverMod.ca, you can have a look at some of the best news and kind of write-ups on Time Attack. DriverMod, a very big sponsor, and the people who put on this league for us. A lot of fun. Definitely check out Phil's writing, Mr. DriverMod himself. We appreciate him for his sponsorship. Kevin, you want to talk about the OTA season in Ontario Time Attack coming up?
Yeah, so with the recent changes in the Ontario reopening plan for the province, theoretically we should get to phase 1 of the reopening on June 14th, which means Our first event is actually happening at Toronto Motorsports Park on June 26th and 27th, with the 27th being the actual race, and 26th is kind of a lapping slash school day. So hopefully people come out to our first event of the year, and we can finally get to the actual racetrack and do some time attack, and get to see driver mod himself, Philip Oliveira, there with us.
Very glad to hear that, Kevin. I will definitely be making a trip. When are you guys making a trip over to Mosport, to the Grand Prix track?
Ooh, the big track, our Crown Jewel event will be happening on July 27th, 28th, if I'm not correct. July 24th, 25th, sorry.
That is perfect. I'm going to be marshalling Verac, and then I'll be sure to get on over and I can say hi to you guys.
Yeah, come on over. Come on over. We'll be glad to have you guys.
Yeah, 100%. Remember to check out Ontario Time. I almost said Driver Mod again. Be sure to check out Ontario Time Attack. You guys want to plug your website, even though I'm pretty sure it's literally on screen.
Yeah, it's OntarioTimeAttack.ca. So check us out. We have, even if you can't make it out to the event, we do have live timing that is available on the website. So if you're cheering for someone to win a class, check us out again. See us check the live timing that's updated literally as the drivers roll in their laps. So come join us virtually if you can't join us in person.
You know who my pick is for Toronto Motorsports Park?
Ooh.
My Yeti Coolers.
This is spicy.
My Yeti Coolers frozen solid pick. Is Mikey Limbs. I pick.
Ah, yes, Mr. Duran himself.
That's true. That's my pick.
He's got a proper alignment and sticky tires this year, so you never know.
Also because he was just the first guy I met from OTA.
Oh, really? When did you get to meet him?
I met him at a car meet. I met him at a car meet.
Which one? He looked a lot.
It was Engineer Automotive. He had the Volvo because he was going to Oblivion the same day, and I literally, he can tell you the story. Like, I don't know why he talked to me. I introduced him. I walked up. I said, "Hey, nice car." He said, "Oh, thanks." I said, "I'm already sold on the concept of a Volvo. Tell me why I shouldn't get a Volvo and what to look out for." And he was like, he explained it. I was like, "Oh, all right, neat." I was like, "What was your name?" He was like, "Oh, Mikey." I was like, "All right, epic." I don't remember. And then somehow I found out about OTA's driver mod. Oh, I added him on Instagram. I added him on Instagram because I was like, "Hey, can I send? If I find a Volvo, can I send it to you? And you can like look at it." And he was like, "Yeah, sure, 100%." And then he was like, "Hey, you should check out OTA." He's a nice guy. You guys are nice guys.
Thanks. Yeah, we try to keep it grassroots. Try to keep it friendly, and really, the whole concept of the series was just founded on just keeping it grassroots. You don't need to just come out to the track. You don't need to spend a ton of money on your car. Just show up, drive what you got, and have fun. All right. So you can definitely do modifications if you want to, but you don't have to.
3K Civic Simple Mod. Bruno Fantasia set a new personal best. Sound the alarm.
Well done, Bruno. Ding ding ding. Damn.
I don't know
everyone's just like dropping them personal bests.
We gotta pick another driver. Don't tell him. Don't tell the people watching. We gotta pick a driver for next week, and then just like whenever they set personal best, we just gotta freak out.
All right, cool.
And Walter has gone fastest. Woo! We'll get like sirens.
we'll throw in Ric Flairs.
Yeah. Philip has gone fastest. He set a new personal best of 4:12.7. This is unheard of. The greatest spectacle in racing. The Ontario Time Attack DriverMod.ca Endurance Series presented by Coca-Cola. It's not, but it's presented by Hip Motorsports.
Hip Motorsports, yeah. The Hip Motorsports was actually founded by a former competitor at OTA, Jim Anderson, and he's actually took the big leap and started a new company called Hip Motorsports. And unfortunately, COVID's kind of made things a little difficult, but it's a really great facility for sim racing and actually hosting events as well. So when we were allowed to host events,
yeah, I remember those.
So. Yes, meeting people in closed spaces.
Remember back when you had to like put money in phones to make calls?
Oh my God, yes. Payphones? Those things called payphones?
I've heard of those. This is even funnier because I'm pretty sure Kevin is like significantly older than I am.
Well, I remember calling from school, calling home, telling my parents, going, "Hey, I'm going to be late tonight. Well, I need a quarter. Who's got a quarter?" Change. Who's got change?
Kevin, do you feel comfortable divulging your age?
Whatever. It is what it is. You just gotta accept it.
That's true. Oh man,
Oh, pretty good battle there
there's
between
races
Bruno
going on
and
right now. Yeah, Bruno and Jackson.
yeah.
They do be kind of racing though, as we say in the business.
Mhm.
Nobody says that, but you know, it'd be pretty funny if we did.
Looks
Look at this
looks
roof
like
cam. Look at this.
yeah, the roof cam is quite nice.
They use this for the actual onboards. The issue is they have about 10 screens and 50 people who are paid to switch between the onboards.
Yeah, it really makes you appreciate the amount of technical help that you might need when you're actually trying to commentate a race like this.
Yeah, no, 100%. The production that goes behind races is actually really incredible. Like the director themselves basically has to like know everything about the race. Like the director
Yeah.
or TV director, shot, they'll make the call to be like, oh, also Doug got past him. But they'll make the call to be like, hey, let's focus on this guy because he's driving. He started 20th and he's running like 8th now. Let's focus him. He's putting down monster laps. Or like, hey, here's this passes for like 5th in the championship. Stuff like that. It's really impressive.
Yeah, and meanwhile, he's probably on his feet. Then he or she is probably on his feet the entire time. Was watching a ton of monitors, going, "Let's focus on that guy."
Oh yeah.
And look at just taking in all that information in.
Woo!
Just put it in my veins.
Oh yeah, they'll call it. And they'll call cameras to start getting ready. And whoa, Doug goes wide.
Whoa!
Doug getting lucky
What
there.
the heck?
They actually recently pushed the wall back with a safer barrier up until that curb. So if this was the newest version of LeMans, Doug would be exactly one car width into a wall, which hurts. It's also a shame because the gap between the curb and the old wall was exactly one car length, but that's why they did it. They also did it for safety because you could like snap right and go crunch and hit the wall.
Yeah,
Yes,
safety
that's
unfortunately.
important. Oh,
Safety. Well, not just safety important, but like a lot of lessons from racecraft came from like people actually crunching the wall
Yeah,
and go, maybe this might be a good idea.
yeah. We had to hit a lot of concrete walls before somebody went, yeah, what if we put like a wall in front of the wall that absorbs the energy?
Yes.
Fun fact, the guy who invented the safer barrier actually, I believe, got a presidential Medal of Honor.
Oh dang!
Yeah.
Really?
In innovation. Or technology and innovation, I think.
Guys! What if we put pillows in front of this thing? I mean tires.
It was also made in Nebraska.
Oh.
That is where the safer barrier.
That's interesting.
It stands for absorbing foam energy reduction.
Oh. That is a fun fact.
Yeah. LeMans does not have safer barriers, I don't think. A lot of Armco.
A lot of old-fashioned guys going, nah, I don't need that.
Don't need no safer barrier. You don't need a safer barrier till you hit it. Then you go, oh,
Yeah.
hang on, that's pretty important. We got a lot of
Yeah, that's the thing with safety.
We got a couple concrete walls at Grand Prix, at Mosport.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, like, now we're kind of diverging off the topic here, but like, turn 2 used to be scary as hell.
Oh yeah.
And then people used to race bikes there. That's what blew my mind.
They
Like,
still
wait,
race
you're gonna go
bikes.
down turn. Yeah, but turn 2 without the
Oh yeah,
without the
that's why
pushback walls.
that's why they paved it.
Oh,
That's why they
you're
paved
crazy.
the runoff.
You get off your bike, you're dead.
Oh, 100%.
You better hope you're dead.
That's why they paved that runoff. They were like, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if we didn't write off like 2 club racers a weekend? And they were like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Back in the 80s and 90s,
Yeah,
there wasn't even an outside wall. It was just a fence. We're
Oh,
tired.
yeah, you're right. That was actually relatively neat.
Yeah, I recommend everybody check out the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame. It's got some really good old races.
Or even before they shaved the hill, the Canadian Tire sign.
Oh,
It used to
man.
be like at the top of the Canadian Tire
Zoinks.
sign where the track ended.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, Eric Della Riva has stopped on track.
Oh no, what happened?
Let's find out. Oh, he's got going again. Maybe he just stalled it.
Oh, maybe a penalty, and he just decided to serve it all in one shot.
Maybe.
I've noticed a few people doing that. I was wondering if they got a penalty for cutting, and then decided, okay, I'm just gonna serve it all in one shot instead of slowing down.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, Yeah, I used to joke. There was a lot of walls at Mosport that were just tires. I was like, that doesn't stop cars.
It's just for show, decorative.
Man, I'd love to go to Le Mans. It's a prestigious track too. They have the museum there. Like there's a reason Le Mans is like a 2-week long event. Like,
Yeah, I haven't known anyone that's actually gone to Le Mans itself, but I have known other people to other famous racing events like Goodwood or whatnot.
oh,
And
Goodwood.
when you have an event that long, they usually do a really good job in terms of hosting the event and actually like making sure they grow the audience, right?
I would kill to go to Goodwood. Hypothetically.
Yeah. Well, I was really upset, happy, but yeah, upset for Michael when he got a chance to go to Goodwood. Michael's a former coworker of mine.
Oh.
He said he got to spend 2 weeks there, and he stayed for the
Oh.
whole thing.
You have to.
And
There's so
I was
much
like,
to
you
see. You
lucky
can't
son of a gun.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less than half an hour left in this race. There's some battles on track, not a crazy amount of stuff. Thomas is he's closing in on Val. He's like just behind a second. Colin has just walked away with it. Colin is literally one straightaway away from Val. Val is just currently entering the Mulsanne. Colin is about to go into Mulsanne corner at the end of the Mulsanne. Don't know how he did it.
Did he actually go get pole?
Colin? No.
Yeah, so he actually fought his way up there. I forget who. I can't remember who started on pole, but like
I think it was
he had
Gaglione.
definitely. Yeah, you're right. Because at the time we couldn't see the lap times because we didn't jump on
Yeah.
early enough. But
Yeah, what
Colin,
kind of
well done.
goofball doesn't join early?
Hey, technical problems.
Yeah.
Completely warranted.
Doesn't help when you hit the button on your computer that shuts it off. I found that
Ouch.
really hinders part of the plan.
But yeah, just over 27 minutes left, and would we be seeing another pit stop? I would think so.
I want to give a shout out to the person who asked me to check in with Shea Adam in the pit lanes. that is a Le Mans reference that like nobody will get. I will be sure to check in with Shea Adam in the pit lane, the best pit reporter known to man.
Oh, that's Giuliano Tritto. So yeah, we got your. It looks like somebody got your reference, not
There
me,
you go.
unfortunately.
No, that's where I got it from.
Wait.
Shea Adam is a pit reporter for Radio Le Mans, who are a very big
Ah.
broadcasting thing for. They do the international feed. She's a very good pit reporter. Oh, Michael Pucci gets disconnected from the server out of like 15th. That is a shame.
That's unfortunate.
Thomas is now exactly a second behind Val.
Oh, those two are gonna be. It'll be interesting to see what Thomas can pull out.
I think he drives
Oh,
fast.
what happened to Nathan though? Nathan really fell off.
Nathan might. It might have been a tire compound. Maybe he put too much fuel in the car. Honestly, it could have been tires though. Was Nathan the one with the faster stop or the longer stop? I think Nathan had the longer
I think he
stop.
had a longer stop, so you might be right. He may have decided to go with a different tire in
The
the
tires
hopes
might have
that.
not helped him. Oh, Val's gonna block
so-
all the way on the back straight. Whoo! Val throwing the blocks. Down through Indianapolis. See if he can maybe try and get the move done. Ooh, Thomas could try and go around the outside, maybe. Nope. He's looking, though. Laszlo's also battling right now for 11th, 12th. He's getting pretty close to Carlos. Can Thomas maybe try anything through the chicanes, though? Oh, no, it's not really a good passing opportunity. Oh, come on.
It's gonna be tight. I think he should just play it safe for a little bit for now. He's definitely got Val in lap time.
Oh, he tried to fake him out. He was not passing there, but he was certainly trying.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, they're gonna get there eventually. AutoCam has decided to show us 12th. No. Want to see the battle for second? Val And Thomas. Two drivers often rivals on the track. Also pretty good friends. Funny how that works. Val going way wide. That car didn't look too stable through there.
Wondering if he still has original tires.
Might not be.
Because I believe Val also had a very short pit stop.
Val's going to be on the original tires. Thomas might be too? I don't think Thomas had a longer stop.
Yeah, I don't think any of these two had long stops.
Bruno Fantasia has gone fastest again. Let's go.
Let's go, Bruno!
He has improved again.
Well, he's certainly fought his way up, but he was definitely. I don't think he started anywhere near the top 10.
Oh.
If I recall
I think
correctly.
I think he was probably about mid-teens.
Correct. I believe that's where he started. So well done, Bruno.
Up to 7th. Contending for driver of the day. Thomas is like he can catch Val, but he can't get past him. When you can't get past somebody in a corner, it just kills all your momentum. So you got to catch him again. You know.
Right. Sometimes you might even want to like maybe even let the gap grow a little bit so you can actually your faster cornering or just faster overall just to like build enough momentum to slingshot past.
Philip has also
But they're
set
going-
another personal best.
Well done, Mr. Driver Mod.
Let's see if Thomas seemed to lose a lot of time. He might have had a really bad chicane. I mean, you hate to see it.
Almost getting down to the 22-minute mark.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where, like, funny enough, even with 22 minutes, there's really only a couple laps left. It's like maybe 6. So it depends on who has the fuel. And the patience, because to be honest, after a while driving at night, you kind of just get sick of it.
Yeah, there's only so much you can see, and you're constantly just on the edge of your pants going, is there going to be something around the corner going to jump out at me?
Laszlo and Carlos. Currently.
Ooh, that's a good battle. Oh, with Ujwal just right behind them.
He's also just done a new personal best. Eric's also done a
Well
personal
done.
best. He is quite a ways down there.
And you get a PB, and you get a PB, and you get a
Everybody's
PB.
going, well, I mean, it's cold out. Just cranking laps. It's not quite golden hour. First hour after the sun comes up, where you can see, but the track's still cold. But it's pretty close. Ujwal battling for 12th. Ooh, I think there's a lapped car for. Oh no, that's a 3-car battle. Got a battle for 2nd though. Thomas might be able to get past Val. Maybe not. Perhaps.
Oh, that's tight. That's gonna be a fun battle to watch all the way to the end.
Well, I'm watching right now. Ujwal is going to try and go past Laszlo.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can get it done. Gets past him. Does Ujwal have anything to say? Or does Laszlo have anything to say about that? Ujwal's trying to go for Carlos, too. Got a 3-car battle here. Some pretty fascinating stuff, even for later in the race. It's really kind of rare to see like a 3-car battle at Le Mans, let alone a 2-car battle. Nope, other way around.
Well, let's see if Laszlo can ride Ujwal's slipstream and go from there.
Yeah, we'll see. Ujwal's
Might be a little, might be a little too far though. Doesn't seem like he's actually pulling off anything.
well, Ujwal's also being held up by Carlos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, you can't just drive through somebody. So he's trying to get around Carlos. Carlos is trying to not lose the position. Laszlo can kind of being the 3rd car in a battle is a really odd position because it's almost like being the 3rd car. You somehow are like less affected by the battle. It's really weird. Because at the end of the day, a battle between two.
Ujwal's made a move.
Oh,
I think.
round the outside of Mulsanne, pretty bold. Can he get it done? Oh no! Ujwal goes off. Oh. some contact between Ujwal and Carlos.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
That's,
That's so unfortunate.
that
'cause
was a
it-
good
oh,
battle.
that's a,
Ooh, I don't know who.
that was a good battle.
I'm not gonna comment on it because I don't know who did it. I don't know. Well, it wasn't intentional, but I don't know who was at fault. Definitely unfortunate. That was a really good battle. That's a shame. At least he only lost one place, and he'll be able to get it back. A 2-second gap is definitely recoverable at Le Mans. Laszlo trying to get past
Still
Carlos.
tons of time left.
100%. Well, also even just being involved in an incident, even if it's not your fault, kind of just throws you off your groove.
Mm-hmm.
So Laszlo might be able to compromise on this. Let's have a look up at Thomas. Thomas and Val still duking it out. As I hit the wrong button and go to the wrong camera. Why, yes, I do this professionally. I don't.
You said doo-doo.
I did say doo-doo. Oh, I got caught. I will never financially recover from this. They're announcing my resignment.
We're
as a
clearly
broadcaster.
professional here. Professional here, folks. We're definitely professional.
Effective immediately. I am resigning.
Oh, it's tight.
See how it works.
Laszlo's right up on Carlos.
Ooh, Val and Thomas are side by side. Is anything to hell? They're going into Indianapolis side by side. That's bold as hell. Thomas gets to the inside. Ooh, they almost touch, but Thomas is going to get through with it. Val might not be done with it yet, though. Is Val going to get past into Arnage? He's going to keep it. Thomas was not able to hold it.
That was some excellent driving through that corner. No touching.
100%.
And
I
they
mean,
still kept it clean.
yeah, like really impressive, honestly. They're still so close.
Even the game can't decide who's the lead. Who's
No,
the lead?
The game's confused. I mean, Colin's like way up there.
Oh no! Looks like Thomas might have the edge now, just a little bit.
Colin's
16
just
minutes.
out there just cranking laps. There's like pretty much no traffic. He's just going. Ooh, big news. Ujwal might be trying to get past Laszlo here. Looking to get that place back. He wants another shot at Carlos. Big run down the Mulsanne. Going to be going into the first chicane here. Hard into the brakes. Can he get past? Looks like he does. Laszlo maybe backing out a little bit. As they go down the second part of the straightaway. A lot of times we see passes get done into here because you'll catch up on somebody through the chicane. Let's see. Ooh, Laszlo might be a bit far back. They're all kind of a little bit far back on each other. Not quite close enough. Ujwal, if he can really close up in the chicane, though, maybe able to get to put something to Carlos coming into the Mulsanne corner. Ujwal gets a really good line through the chicane. Booting it up to the gears third, into fourth. Ujwal right there. Might be able to try and move on Carlos. Who knows? Ooh, he's going to try it. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Ooh, it's going to work. Ujwal with a pretty clean cut move gets past Carlos. Going to hold on to 11th.
Well done, Ujwal. Well done.
Do we have any more Le Mans fun facts as we get to the last quarter hour of the race?
Well, let's look it up.
I don't know if you had any queued up. That's why I asked.
Well, actually, here's a fun fact. So, the who do you think is the most winningest? Actually, not winningest, but I guess not really. I guess who's the most capped lady racer at Le Mans? Let's put it that way. For the ladies out there.
Like the best stats?
Yeah, best stats. Because technically, I don't think anyone's. No woman's won it yet, unfortunately.
Lynn
but
St. James?
According to Goodwood's fact list, and Charlotte Vernet is the most capped lady
Oh,
racer
yeah,
at
yeah.
Le Mans.
True.
She raced it 10 times between 1974 and 1983, with the best result at sixth in 1981 aboard a Porsche 935.
Oh, those cars are cool.
Yeah.
So on the bright side,
So
you got to drive that. 935s are cool.
yes,
Objectively, one of the coolest
and
race cars.
coming in sixth is still a very respectable feat.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. So her teammates were Americans Ralph Kent Cook and Bob Garrettson.
Those are two very American names. It's like I'm an American. That's like I've been like, yeah, I raced with a guy called Robert Jones. It's like, yeah. Oh, Laszlo and Carlos are still duking it out. There's the iconic Le Mans Ferris wheel in the background. That's actually real. They do have a Ferris wheel at Le Mans. It's pretty cool. I can't wait for Le Mans this year. I gotta wait till August, though. Oh, Laszlo sends it to the forward chicane. He gets through. Carlos has to slow all the way down. Ujwal saw a gap and he went for it. Collins in the pits! Oh, Collins down to 12th, 13th. How did we miss this? Collins didn't have the fuel. Oh, Collins left! Oh, no!
Ooh, this. Oh, this.
Oh, man.
This might not be. This might be a turning moment right here.
Oh, that is
Wow.
not good. To Leeds. It was going so well for Collins.
Wait. Oh, why? Oh, he disconnected too. So did he just
Oh,
rage
he's
quit?
down in. No, he's down. No, I think he might have had an internet issue.
Oh
Oh man,
no.
he's down in 15th. If he can get back out on track, he'll at least get 15 points. But you know. Oh,
That is
sorry.
so
He
unfortunate.
he actually was so far ahead. He was able to disconnect and rejoin, and he still is ahead of Val. That's how far ahead he was.
Well then, good for
Huh.
him. Because that would have been that would be a horrific way to lose the race.
Would it be as bad as? Oh, Colin has stuttered through the timing order again. I don't think the game knows. I don't think the game knows where Colin is.
That's weird.
Colin has entered the Twilight Zone.
Because yeah, that's a little weird. I'm not sure what happened there.
Well, we can ask him about it afterwards.
But just over 11 minutes to go. This is going to be very, very interesting.
That's only going to be a couple of laps. And remember,
Yeah.
it's when the leader crosses the line after time has expired. So it'll be effectively 24 hours.
And what happened to
Off the
what happened to
plus a lap.
Val and Nathan? There's a decent gap between those two from Thomas.
That's a really good question. Val might have had some sort of a situation. Maybe he might have lost it or something.
But Thomas is securely got a decent cushion. Let's put it that way. Not like secure, obviously, but
Yeah.
got a good gap in front.
We've
first,
definitely
so.
seen cars die at Le Mans within the last 10 minutes. You're never safe at Le Mans till you cross the checkered flag. 2016 Le Mans is the race that convinced me that the race is not over until it is over. That was the Toyota one for the uninitiated.
Oh wait, hang on. Is that the one?
The one
Where
where
everyone just died.
the one where
They just
that was the one where the Toyota broke down with 4 minutes to go. Out of the lead.
Yes. Oh,
Pain.
that was so unfortunate.
Possibly like the most unfortunate racing event in history, apart from like an actual disaster. Like
Well, I mean, like ultimately in the end, they still won it in 2018. So
that is
not,
true. And
they recovered.
2019.
They recovered. And 2020.
And 2020.
I believe, right?
And they're probably going to win it this year.
So ultimately, yes, it was really bitter to lose a race like that, but they won it. Ultimately,
Yeah, they got it
so.
back. A lot of people called it a Mickey Mouse win when they won it, because it was just them as an OEM. But I mean, they weren't racing other cars at that point. They were racing themselves. Toyota has screwed up Le Mans wins literally when it's just the two of them. The leading car, which was Kamui Kobayashi's car, and I think it was 2020, had a tire go flat. So, but like, they had a warning that the tire pressure was going down. So they went, oh crap, we have to pit, which would have lost them, or it wouldn't have lost them the lead, but it would have been close, right? And so they came in the pits, and the sensors weren't on the wheels right. So instead of changing the right front, they changed the left rear. So they then had to do an entire lap on a flat tire. Big lap, which lost them the lead.
It's gonna hurt.
I mean, Alonso got his like second or whatever Le Mans win. But, you know, Marcos Martins has set a new personal best. Yeah, it was a very Toyota moment, respectfully. Big fan of their team. I bought the T-shirt. It was a very Toyota thing to do. Remember, they did race at Le Mans for 30 years without winning it. So
Just shows you how, you know, you can throw money at it. It still doesn't necessarily solve the problem.
yeah, it's a skill race. You don't fluke a Le Mans win.
Right. But here's a fun fact for you. Just as we get close to the just under the 8-minute mark. Did you know that up until 1953, they actually allowed people to actually try to drive the whole 24 hours on their own?
I don't think I knew that, actually.
So I'm pulling up these facts, and apparently up until 1953, they actually imposed the maximum driving times for reasons of safety.
Correct. Because people tried
it. Yeah, so several drivers up until the early 1950s actually attempted to do the whole 24 hours on their own.
Correct.
Which is insane.
Yes. It's even crazier when you think about the story of the guy who got out of the car and then went to the pub and went drinking and got drunk. And then, because he thought the car was out and the car was back in. Or, like, they couldn't find the backup driver, so they had to, like, find him and then sober him up so he could race.
I had heard stories about it, but who was that?
I wish I knew the guy's name. But I think he was one of two guys in the car.
That's hilarious. It's like, oh,
yeah.
God, get whoever it is back. We need him. The car's running again.
Yeah, pretty much. It's even
geez.
funnier when you look at Le Mans 1965, the one before the famous one. Because that one was an absolute crapshoot. The gentleman from, I think it was Dunlop or Bridgestone, they brought the tires over. They brought like 100,000 tires over for the race, right? And they had, you understand how a tire is made by injecting rubber into a mold, right? They had used the wrong mold.
Oh no!
These were not Le Mans tires. These were Indy 500 tires.
God!
These were not going to last multiple stints. These were going to last one stint. Like, after a stint, it was, like, down to the cords.
Someone's getting their butt kicked.
Oh, 100%. That race also had lots of fun issues with, like, there was a private Ferrari entry, and all of the factory Ferraris broke down. So they moved the banners over to the private entry, so they could be like, yeah, we run it. But it was like, no, a private team won it. It was a funny thing. Also, like, Ford basically flooded the field with, like, crappy GT40s and, like, Daytonas that just died. They just kept breaking.
Oh boy.
They fixed the problem next year, though, and then we have Le Mans 1966. Gaglione and Hodgkins gaps under a second. As I like to say to my guy Jordan, we are at the point in the endurance race where it is just happening. There is a point in every endurance race where the race is simply occurring. Time is passing. We are whittling away our finite
settling
time.
their grooves.
Yeah, I mean,
just riding it out.
I would hope they're settled. There's 4 minutes left. Randy has gone off track to let this battle by. Very kind of him. Gaglione and Nathan still battling. Gaglione wants that podium. Got to get that third. Going through Arnage.
There was a spicy start to this race, but yeah, though it's calmed down a lot.
I
but
mean, to be
there might
fair,
still be a lot of reviews.
I mean, if I'm not gonna lie, if you watch any endurance race, like, say, usually up until the last hour, it's kind of just like, yeah, they're just turning laps. They do, as we would say in the business, they do be kind of driving, though. Speaking of driving, Marco's trying to make a move on Walter. It's not going to work. Matt Alexander is disconnected. This is terrible for the economy. Marco's,
Oh, no.
just going to try and get past him, and it's going to show me a completely different car. Martins gets past. Oh, bit of contact with Walter. Walter's in the sand. Marco's going to be a kind sport about it. Going to let Walter back by. Whoa! Colin was not expecting the slower car there. Colin just going to kind of shoot past both of them. Don't blame him. Eric has had to pit. Eric is pitting on the last lap. He didn't put enough fuel in. Oh, no.
Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt.
Oh, man. That's not a fun one. Because now you kind of feel like an idiot.
It's like, wait a second.
Gaglione is also pit. This might be a lag thing, though. I mean, you hate to see it.
Wow, look at all those new personal bests.
I mean, yeah, they're going. They're putting the proverbial foot to the proverbial metal.
Just under 3 minutes. So, how about another fun fact?
Yeah, use them all up. We only got one more lap.
Biggest winning margin. What do you think that was?
Biggest winning margin.
Biggest winning margin.
Biggest winning margin. 9 laps.
9. You might be, actually, yeah, you might be. Like, well, the thing is, I only have this in kilometers in distance.
Oh, what year was it?
1927.
Oh, I don't know.
349.808
Oh,
kilometers.
that's got to be like of the old circuit. That's probably like
Yeah,
6
it
laps.
was essentially a
Jesus.
Bentley, and the runner up was a Salmson. So a lot of really old cars, especially back in the heyday.
It's probably
when-
because the other guys like died. Like,
Well, they died or broke
it
down
was
or
the
whatever.
20s. They would just do that.
It's like, oh, that chap just died. Oh well, moving on.
Hate to see it. Not a good
But
point.
here's the funny thing. So my friend that went to Goodwood, he apparently says apparently every year at Goodwood there's at least one fatality.
Really?
Usually the bikers.
Oh,
And
no, 100%.
yeah, that's a lot of the guys that go there year after year. They said that they just the race goes on, right? And
It's vintage.
everyone's understand.
Yeah. It's vintage.
Yeah, it's vintage.
Bikes.
And
Those things aren't safe.
yeah, and the thing is, the race goes on, and everyone's outlook on it is that he or she died doing what
Yeah,
they love doing.
exactly right. That's
That's
the
it.
silver lining to it. Yeah, no, the vintage. Some of the vintage cars are some of the vintage cars. I'm like, don't even race those because they're either really expensive or just like straight dangerous. Especially the
Right.
bikes. The bikes are scary.
Anyone that does bikes,
The
at
bikes are
Goodwood is
terrifying.
insane.
Because the bikes are basically like, hey, I welded a couple metal pipes together, put an engine and a gas tank in it.
Yeah, send it.
We have a battle for 13th right now.
Yeah,
Sort of.
40, just under 40 seconds left to go. So
Walter's saving a little bit. Where's the leader at on track? Thomas is making the run through Indianapolis, so I don't think he's going to get another lap. Sorry, the run out of Arnage. Marcos and Walter are going to get another lap, but Thomas will not. Marcos looking to make a move on Walter. Jumping over the curbs, trying not to get a penalty. Using all the track. Marcos slow. Oh, he got a slow down. Oh, no.
I cut the track too much.
Man. Oh, that is unfortunate. Luckily, he has literally an entire lap to catch back up. While we see that happen, Thomas Langau is going to come out of the Ford chicanes to win an hour and 45 minutes of running at Le Mans at night and will earn himself a hearty 30 points. There we go. Seeing his celebratory weaving. Congrats to Thomas. Val going to be coming through closely afterwards in second. Nathan going to be coming through in third, assuming nothing changes. Wouldn't want it to. It is the last lap of the mall, though. Anything can happen. Let's go back.
I believe that's Thomas's first win ever.
I think that might be. We also have our battle here between Marco and Walter. It's heating up. He's within a second. Closest battle on track. I'm going to follow them all the way around, going through to, I believe this is the first chicane. Walter weaving a little bit, try and break the draft. I don't think it's going to work that much. Who knows? Marco diving down, going to get much better. Oh, Walter with not the best run through that corner, going to go wide. He himself might even get a slowdown. Marco's catching up a ton on the back of Walter. Gets the run. Going to try to the right. Walter's going to let him by. He just doesn't have the speed to make it work. Marco's going to try and get 12th, coming down to the second chicane. Let's see how well it goes. Marco's all the way over to the right. Walter is clear backwards. Marco getting on the brakes, going to hold it. Marco overshoots it a little bit. Walter's still there. Walter gets the position back. Oh my god, they're battling real hard on the last lap, even if it's just for 12th. It's for 13th, actually.
It's still clean. They're keeping it clean, and this is fun to watch.
Oh, man. Marco now battling for 13th. Marco trying to get a good run through the Mulsanne corner, trying to catch Walter. He's going to hit those bollards. That's going to be a slowdown, I think. Oh, no, that's going to be a slowdown. Might not be. Who knows? Maybe he's in the clear. Going to try and get by Walter. They're going to go side by side. Really fast run down through to Indianapolis through this kink. They're a lot more brave than I am. Side by side on the run. Woo-hoo. Here comes the kink. Here comes Indianapolis. This is going to be the fun one. Marco gets out of the break early. Doesn't want to risk it. It's the last lap, but he doesn't want to try anything stupid. Trying something stupid might send you home in tears. It might not send you home feeling too happy. Ooh, loses a lot of time to Walter. Walter on the brakes hard for Arnage, looking to keep the lead. Marco gets a much better run through Arnage, runs wide. Oh, a bad exit. A terrible exit. Oh, man, he's got to gain hard through the Porsche curbs. Otherwise, I don't think he's going to get this place. Let's see how this goes. And the screen's going to fade to black because the timer ran out. That would have been such a good finish! No! Oh man.
Well, that was quite the ending there.
It was definitely unending. All right.
We definitely want to talk to. Definitely grab some drivers, and we'll find out what their strategies were.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Phil. We'll run 2 ads while we grab the drivers, and then we can talk to them. Let's talk to our race winner Thomas. See how it goes. We'll be right back, folks, for the interview. Stand by. We want to give a shout out to DriverMod, the official sponsor and the host of the OTA Esport Endurance Series. DriverMod's a really great place to look out some articles that our man Philip Oliveira has written on Time Attack, his team, and his car, and how he's been working on it. Real great read. Thanks to you for sponsoring us. Now we are here live with our winner himself, Thomas. Thomas, congrats on the win. How was the race?
Oh, it was a tough one. It's kind of just one where you put your head down for a while, especially when we thought Colin had run away with it, though.
Yeah, 100%. Colin seemed to be running pretty good. Do you know what kind of happened there, or was?
He got a penalty on like one of the last chicanes and didn't serve it before the line, and you get kicked. A few people had that.
Oh, that's
We were wondering
unfortunate.
what was going on there because
Yeah.
it looked like he just pitted and then they disconnected. We're not sure what happened there.
Yeah. There's if you don't serve your penalty by the end of the lap, you do get booted. And so in the last set of chicanes, you basically have no time.
Oh, now it's going back to that though. What was your pit strategy for the race?
Generally just half and half. Tires started to wear out, so you just go in with a little bit less fuel at the start, a few liters down, run out the tires, run out the fuel, and just get a new set and go.
Well, it worked out beautifully, and you managed to hunt down Val. Like we were watching you for like I'd say a quarter of the race, right?
Probably, yeah.
Oh yeah, me, Nathan, and Val were just all at each other, and you make a mistake somewhere, you catch up, then you make a mistake somewhere. We had a few corners where all three of us would make a mistake.
Yeah.
It was really something.
But yeah,
Because at one point, essentially, like, you and Val were neck and neck, and all of a sudden, like you just gapped him by almost 9 seconds at one point. And what happened there? Like just better tires, or
I'm not sure where the gap came from. There was at the end of the last, or the last Mulsanne straight, I would take a line where I would go wider out in the braking zone so that I get more speed on the next straight, and he wasn't doing that, so that's where I was able to catch him. I don't know why he wasn't able to follow me though. I was picking up my pace though at the end as the fuel went down. I actually did like my best lap near the end.
a lot of people were doing best laps. I figured it was because of the cool track temperatures because of the night. Was it difficult racing with the night in this time, or was it kind of not that big of an impact?
I don't find it too bad. At first, it's hard to find your braking zones, but once you know where everything is, it's not really any different. Depending on your graphic settings, it's hard to see people in your mirrors, but we got the relative, we got the heli Corsa to see where people are, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
Flashing headlights at people can screw them up, but there's also a little bit of like, just when you get behind them and they can see your lights on the road beside them, it'll kind of make them tense too.
yeah,
So good ways to put pressure on people.
definitely had that too. Anything else about the race that you want to mention, or?
Sorry for Doug for the second lap, little boop.
No, that's right.
He was a little aggressive after getting hit. I
already,
don't know if you guys saw that on the second
yeah,
lap.
we already made fun of you. We chastised you heavily. No, actually, I think we did.
I think we did catch it, but it was just it's happened so quickly.
Don't worry, there was a lot.
I think there was a lot. That first lap was going to be quite a lot of work for Joe to do.
When you guys went 4 wide on the start, I was like, all right, here we go. Like, come on, what are we doing? Like,
It's just a really nice and stable car. Like only on throttle and exit, and if you like hammer the brakes while you spin it, so it's really nice to go beside people with.
well, that's pretty good. Well, congrats on the win. Let's see if we can.
Yeah,
get,
your first win too.
Yeah, I was gonna say first win.
I'm happy about that.
Some good driver mod points.
Well done. Like that's going to help you out definitely, for especially going. I think you're currently in the standings in 4th place or 5th.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that'll
I'm
help
staying
you
up
up.
there.
Yeah, you just make you good push. Could go up to the top. Well done. Well done.
Here's hoping. Thanks.
Well done, Thomas. Thank you. Let's see if we can get. Who do we want to talk to next? Do you want to talk to Val? Let's talk to Val.
Yeah, let's try to get Val here.
Currently just waiting on Val. Hello, Val.
Hello.
Val, congrats on your 2nd place finish.
That was a workout.
Yeah.
It looked like it. You and Thomas were duking up for at least like half the race.
Thomas and I were doing pretty good, pretty close lap times. Did he tell you about his frame issues?
No.
He did not.
He and I were like, I was in like the mid 30s for frames, and he was like in the mid 40s, maybe low 50s, and it was such a struggle to like, catch the car on oversteer or maybe hit a curb or anything that required a lot of quick movements with 30 frames per second, and
Yeah.
it was just very meshed.
It sounds awful.
It was not great to race in, but like I don't know if you guys caught it, but Thomas's pass on me after the pit was awesome. We went side by side through the Porsche curves. It was great. Well deserved win for Thomas.
I think we did see it. Yeah, no, definitely a good drive. Speaking of the pits, so what was your strategy for the pit stops?
Overshoot my box and lose time.
Yeah, I saw some people. I think you weren't the only person that did that, but yeah, no, that's definitely a strategy. Were you?
Yes.
Were you one stop or? Well, sorry, you were one
Yes,
stop.
I think the majority of the people were one-stopping mediums, and because the softs were only good for one hot lap, and that was basically it for qualifying. And I think hards weren't worth it.
Probably too good. Yeah. Did you take tires with the fuel, or just fuel?
We did tires and fuel. I think
Okay.
given I forget where I got damage. I think it was on the first lap, but damage, tires, and about 73 liters of fuel all finished at the same time. So that was easy strat.
Yeah, so I think there was a bit of contact on the first lap. Was there anything particular that you saw, or was it just one of those racing deals?
It was not quite a racing incident. I think Michael was serving a penalty, and in the heat of the moment, he kind of chose a very awkward place to serve it,
Yeah.
and that caused a very big accordion effect in the back.
That is pretty classic. That is not of him, but that is a pretty classic sim racing move. Is the really bad slowdown.
We also had two people get DQ'd because I think
they didn't serve the penalty on the last chicane. Yeah.
Colin got surprised by lap traffic being like I think backwards in the forward chicane, and because he was so focused on not getting collected in that accident, he didn't realize he had picked up a penalty, crossed the line, and got DQ'd.
Yeah, yeah, because they do it based
right out
off
of the lead.
They do it by the end of the lap rather than like by X amount of time.
Yep.
Well, he still got back out there to finish decent. Not the best showing, but
Yeah, and after poor Michael like clawed his way like all the way back up to like a top 4, top 5, he had the same thing happen. He picked up a penalty, didn't notice, crossed the line, and got DQ'd, like right at the end.
Yeah, I saw.
That's gonna suck.
I also saw Eric had to stop for fuel. I don't think he put enough fuel in.
Eric did not put in enough fuel for the start.
Oh
yeah, he pitted literally. He literally pitted at the very last lap.
Yeah.
I think he also ran out of fuel.
Did he?
He got the red light in the car, and he's like, you guys said that this could go for like halfway distance before needing to refuel." And we're like, "Yeah, if you fill the tank."
Oh.
He said, "Well, I hope I can finish." Oh no, I'm out of gas.
Oh no.
Holy.
Oh, you gotta.
That's kind of important to know.
He won the first race, but he has not been qualifying well in these recent races, and
I don't think he's been practicing. He joined the practice session tonight and said, like, "Hey, where's the file to fix my sound? What does this do?" Never driven a lap.
Oh, also, by the way, full-on, straight-up apology to all of the viewers and the watchers at home. I did not install the sound fix file. There was no car noise for the entire broadcast. You have my sincerest apologies. I'll make up for it for the Lausitzring.
That means we can hear you guys excellently.
Yeah, but the only thing you're hearing is curbs.
Yeah, it's weird. All you hear is burp, burp, burp. I'm like, well, okay, that's interesting.
Porsche go burp.
At one point, Josh was making the engine noises.
I was.
Oh, I can't wait.
It was pretty funny, but well done on your second place finish. So
thank you.
That was quite the battle.
It was quite the race. I'm kind of happy for it to be over.
LeMans a great track.
Well, it's just like I have no frames. It's dark, which makes it hard to race. And yeah, the frames just were brutal. Like I think when Thomas was following me, if I ever went like off track or hit a curb and threw some sparks, he would like his game would jitter a bit, and that would cause him to have issues too.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's rough. This game's old.
We were talking about how like everyone's stretching out using fan-made content, but yeah, you're right. It is ancient.
Yeah, I think the next car we're driving is like built-in content. I think the Ferrari
458 GT2 is built-in content. The Lausitzring is not. I'm really excited for the Lausitzring because like I've genuinely never seen a race at that road course, but it is a big road course.
I'm excited to drive it.
It'll be fun.
I just hope that because it's built-in content, like it's actually going to perform a little bit better.
Probably won't break.
No, I really hope. I 35 frames per second for an hour 40 minutes is not fun.
Yikes.
It's rough.
That is rough.
You're telling me. Alrighty, well,
I think Jackson and Mike or Colin would probably happily do an interview too.
I was gonna
Ooh.
say, dude,
Brad,
let's go. Just go join them.
Yeah, let's go
Let's go
join them. Yeah,
move
sure.
on over. Hey, you're here live on the broadcast. Everybody be nice. How was everybody's race?
Pretty rough.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I had a blast winning.
I collected everybody at the end of the first lap in the Ford chicanes.
Oh.
Trying to serve a penalty, and then I was so flustered I lost. I think I was down in 10th at one point.
I ask what their frames.
I
Yeah.
had 2 dips. I had
Yep.
2 different occasions where it dipped like down into 20 or 10.
I like, but what was your average? You think?
100.
There's also the stuttering versus a frame rate, because I had 50 FPS, but it didn't look like 50 FPS.
Right.
Oof.
Yeah, I had 35. Who knows what I was actually seeing?
Hey,
We were just talking about how like next week at least the content will be built-in content, so hopefully the issues shouldn't be that bad.
also have fun because it's a Ferrari with it's GT2s are basically just a road car with a rear wing on it and like carbon bits. So it's basically just a 458 with a
yeah.
rear wing and even more power.
Yo, look at go.
Yeah, it'll be a
Is
lot
it
of fun.
turbo? I think it's turbo.
I think next
I
week
think
will
it
be
is the turbo
cool
version.
because I don't think any of us have know that track at all.
Yeah, the Lausitzring is a really weird. It's like everybody in Germany is like, oh yeah, the Lausitzring, it's a big track, like it's like a popular track, but like I've never seen a race there. I've never raced on it. It'll be a lot of fun.
I think Phil said it was a DTM track.
It is a DTM track, and I also think German Formula 3 or European
Ooh.
Formula 3, whatever. One of the it's
Yeah, I'm
it's,
excited to learn the track.
it's also technically a roval.
Oh,
Really?
interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
Lausitzring is an oval. It has the tricky triangle. It's not what they call it, but it has a triangle. Kart used to go there, then they stopped because Zanardi had his bad accident.
I'm kind of happy that we did go back to Le Mans because it's been forever since I've driven it, and I do like it. I just hated the curbs in this mod.
At night.
The night didn't help, but like the first and last sectors are so much fun.
Oh yeah, Le Mans is a fun track. I was really glad we got to go.
Les North, I could just take the chicanes out. Just let me drive straight through it. I hate all those
Ooh.
chicanes.
Do I still get points for fastest lap?
Yes.
You should.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll get 1 point.
Let's go!
1 point. Better than none.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
that's
I
unfortunate.
finished the race. I did finish 15th, so.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
that's unfortunate.
All
But yeah, that first lap when everyone started, we were like, oh boy, this has got four
they,
wide
yeah,
into.
they went 4 wide
I
immediately
clutch
on the
kicked.
start.
I thought I had enough revs when I launched, but as it dipped, I clutch kicked it, and then I gained on all 3 of the people in front of me, and then I thought better of it and let them have it.
Should have gone for it. Anybody
No,
else?
I didn't want to end up like that one guy who got yeeted right immediately
Oh
at the
yeah,
start.
somebody just got sent on the start. I think it might have been Renison. He just got hooked on the start.
At one point, I think I punted Jack's all the way to Paris. Like, I was coming through, what is it, the Indianapolis?
Yeah.
And, like, I thought I had enough clearance to get by, and he was coming back on track, and I just, like, wiped into him.
Oh,
I think you got the worst part of that compared to me. So
hate to see
yeah.
it. Anybody have anything else they want to say before we sign off?
More frames, please.
More frames?
I'm
All right.
sorry that I,
No, you're good.
I
You're good.
crashed.
You're good. You're good.
Also, Mike, I apologize for calling you the wrong name for like half the broadcast.
Did you call me, like, Mark? You said it
I
wrong
called you
in the
Matt.
Super race, too.
Yeah, we
that's
were
what
like- we're like-
Matt. No, I went to watch the Super broadcast, and it's like, Matt's out front so far, having a
if-
clean race, was able to get away in the
if you
first
re-
lap. I was like, who the fuck is Matt?
If you
Well, here's the best part. This is now recorded on the stream forever. Josh will never forget.
That's true. I'm gonna forget.
Just wait for next week.
You can just call me Gaglione.
Yeah.
I,
And
Listen,
Marcus is
Michael's
on
here.
pole.
Yeah, you know what? The rest of the season, wrong names only.
I'm just giving him. Oh man.
Matthias Gaglione out in front.
Mathieu
Oh,
Gaglione.
boy.
All right.
He's collected another penalty.
All right.
So I
I'm gonna
did,
go with
dude, I-
Mayhem. Mayhem Gaglione. There we go.
Here we go.
Montague.
Dude, I did. I mean, I should have known because when I was practicing, I did 150 laps, and I think like 60
Oh.
of them were invalid.
150
Oh my
laps at
God.
Le Mans is
No.
like half a
So
race.
that's like so.
There's
Yeah,
60
200
of them
times 4
invalid.
minutes.
60
Oh.
or 70. Like
Trouble.
I was constantly,
you
I
hate
was
to see it.
constantly dinging the darn.
Good save.
Good save. Good save. Well done.
What a save. What a
But
save.
anyway, yeah.
All right.
Oh, you play Rocket League?
I think no. I just know the meme.
Okay, I just did the math. If you, what you're saying is true, and you did, you said about 200 laps total. That's
See.
13 hours.
That's like that's like
Jeez.
13
Mr. Dedic-
24th
we-
of a 24-hour Le Mans.
We should actually have an award for like most dedicated.
Yeah, it's called
can I
winning.
get My points back.
No, you just get an OTA
It's called
sticker.
winning, yeah. So I did 186, and only 108 of them were valid. So
I'll tell you what.
80
You
Oh,
get
man. So that's literally 10 hours.
you get 1 year free subscription to DriverMod, the DriverMod.ca website. You can browse all their articles for free.
Whoa! What am I gonna do with all this information?
Win a
Do I
time
get it
attack
now so I
championship.
can get even faster.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I gotta go get water. We're ending this. All right. On behalf
thanks
of
a lot,
everybody.
guys.
Good
Yeah.
race. Good
have a
work,
go. Have a
guys.
good one, guys.
you.
I'm Josh Cronin. This is
Bye.
Kevin Wong.
Thanks.
Thank
A
a
you.
whole
lot.
bunch
Good
of
race.
drivers. Eat your vegetables. Spay and neuter your pets if it's humane.
Let's just a moment of silence for Colin Brace.
Yeah, a moment of
Oh, that was
silence.
sad.
Moment of silence for Colin's
Yo, he
penalty.
started it by bumping me, so screw that
Yep.
guy.
Oh!
Wait, I have
He did me too.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys next
See you
next
guys
week
next
for the
week.
Lausitzring. I'm Josh. This has been that guy's Kevin. Everybody else is here. We're just chilling. Have fun at the Lausitzring.